All right. We are getting rocking and rolling here today. Live streaming. All right. And we are live. This is the Night Trader channel. We have been off for the entire year. We are back. We are back and better than ever. We are going to be watching The Spy today. I have one of the Night Trader crew, my brother here today, and he is rocking and rolling with me. Say what's up, my man.
Thanks, everybody. Nice to be here.
All right, so we are going to be watching The Spy as it runs. We are going to be looking at options very heavily today. It is a Thursday, so you have November 11th, 1 DTEs left for weeklies, and we will be pointing out which we think are the best moves for the day. Currently on the screen, you're looking at TradingView now. This is a very, very highly dirty chart with a lot of indicators, but I feel a lot of these indicators are quite important. So I am going to close down as many as I can so that it does look nice and clean for the viewers out there. But at the same time, I do need to keep some up, and we will explain them as we go. And if you have any questions, my man, while we're rocking and rolling, because I know this is something that you're, just getting into over the last few months, you just let me know. Anything on screen now? I'm asking you a question, brother. Can you see the screen well?
Yeah,
All right.
everything looks good on your side.
All right, great. And just a quick check since I had a late start this morning. I'm sorry, everybody. It was a very late start. I could not sleep. So it was a rough start for us. Now, is the audio coming out all right on your end? Can you tell?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so our stream health is excellent, and we are rocking and rolling. So let's take a look at the S&P 500 ETF index right now. I would like to take that out of the equation. Let's see. You know what? Those drops are healthy to see because this one was dead on point. Indicators are good as far as you can use them. So what we're looking at right now is the S&P 500, the SPY, which, like I said, has 1 DTE options weeklies left today. I always like to, and you tell me if you like something different. I like 0 DTEs because I feel like you get the most for your money, and they are highly volatile and easy to make money with as long as you can catch a market bottom or top in the very, very, very short term. What do you think?
I do think the same, but it really depends if you're playing on the long or the short side of the option. What is
Yeah.
your favorite?
I wow, that's a rough one. There isn't really a favorite. It really just depends. I mean, I guess that question would be a little bit more complicated too. Do you feel like you can call a top or a bottom better? And I think honestly, for me, I feel like I can see capitulation a little bit better. So I could see a bottom a little bit better than I can see a top, really depending. I mean, honestly, once you're looking at high of day, which I think everybody should always pay close attention to, you want to look at your relative strength around that time, around the high of day, what the price action is. It's usually a good time to go short. Now, it really depends on the situation. So we're going to be watching and see if there's any of those situations, kind of like right now. But like I said, we just turned on the computer, taking a look what's going on. So we didn't have a lot of prep this morning. That's my fault. But it looks like we did hit a top. Let me go ahead and turn over to Ameritrade real quick. Let's see charts. So we did hit a high today of 388.53 as of right now. That happened exactly at 9:31. So we hit the high of the day at right at the beginning, and that's normally what will happen. You will have a giant, like a good sized move, the second that market opens to one way or the other. So it looks like market opened, we had a little bit of a green candle, and then boom, we banged down a little bit. So we hit 388.53 and we are now at 386.78. So at 9:30, grabbing, if you were at 388.53 and you grabbed your 1 DTE 377s, you could have already dumped them off, or 387s, you could have already dumped them off for a decent percentage from about here to here. And you're seeing that screen all right, my man?
Yes,
All right,
absolutely.
excellent. So
We also had quite a dramatic rise during the pre-market. Do we have some intel on what happened there?
so let's see. That was at 8:30. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go take a look at now. Normally this would be open, but like I said, I was a very very bad host this morning. Wasn't able to sleep and didn't get up in time to set anything up. I'm not even sure what our thumbnail is. It could be anything. I'm not sure. So let's take a look. Did anything happen at 8:30? So it is the what is it? Oh my god, I don't know the day. It's the 10th. So 8:30. Wow, CPI came out at 8:30. That should have been. See now, if I had woken up in time, that would have been in our title. So CPI, core CPI, 12 months change. So all this came out. It looks like it was expected. Let's see, actual and the forecast. And if anybody's wondering, right here you can see market watch / economy politics calendar. You kind of want to always have that because that's telling you if you're wondering why there's a huge move at any point, always take a look at the economic calendar and you could match it up exactly. So exactly at 8:32 we had a monstrous rise. This is SPY. This is 24 hours a day. So there was trading going on all the way until this happened. And it looks like the CPI numbers must have been good. And so what did we have? So actual and forecast. So the consumer price index monthly change was forecast at 0.6, came in at 0.4. Core CPI was forecast at 0.5, came in at 0.3. CPI was forecast at 7.9, came in at 7.7. And, that was core CPI. So CPI came in at 7.9 or 7.7, expected at 7.9. And core CPI on the 12 months change was expected at 6.5 and came in at 6.3. Ooh, initial jobless claims. So this might be the one. Oh, this is actually higher than expected. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm seeing, what is this? Let's see, previous. Okay, yeah. So, not great, but really not that far off. So 5,000 off, not big. Continuing jobless claims, 8:30 a.m. I'm not seeing. So they just have actual. I guess they didn't have a forecast for that. And let's see, real average hourly earnings. I'm not seeing any forecast for that either. But these numbers seem to. I mean, these were all a little bit off, but it looks like the market found it favorably at 8:30 a.m. when it came out, and they're going to see if they can keep that momentum for the day. Let's take a look. I'm just going to look on my right side real quick and see if I could find a low for the day. We are only 13 minutes into market. I'm going to see if there was one made during pre. Doesn't look like it's calling one out for me on Thinkorswim. Let's go and take a look at the screen you're looking at now. So the low of the day, according to TradingView, is 385.64. High of the day at 388.52. So
Yeah,
that's your
exactly.
levels. I'll tell you right now, when everyone's searching for levels, just a side note, forget indicators. TradingView will show you with probably a click. It might even be automatic. I think you might have to check it. I think I have checked it because I chose for it to have the high, the ask, the bid, the low. And I don't think that's automatic, but I think if you have that, that's such a great tool to just see as soon as you open up your charts. It's like, oh, there's my highs and lows of the day. And, those are big indicators when you're talking about, good entry points for a long or a short position on SPY options. So that's just something I wanted to say. So it looks like the low of 373 came in. I'm going to take all of these out for a second just so I could see. Okay, so that came 373. All right. So was that just a little dip right before the jump? Oh, it looks like that's about right here. So that's not really even technically pre-market. That's like last night. So that's the problem with 24-hour trading is that anything can happen. And that's why, unless I have some sort of a far out data expiration, I really don't necessarily trust holding on to these if it's like a 1 day or 2, 3 days to expiration. I just don't trust the market overnight. So that's why I always like to get out. But I will hold on to something if it's, say, a month out or whatever, because, your odds are always a lot higher. Then you're battling theta, which is the decay of the value in the option as you go. We'll talk about that as we go. Oh, look at this. I'm getting texts, of course. So,
Let
yeah.
me just add to what you said earlier about the high and low of day lines.
Do
If
it.
anyone is wondering,
Mm-hmm.
you have the little cogwheel symbol right
Yep.
below the chart on the right side,
Right there.
the
Yep.
settings. No, you go right. Uh,
Not this one?
on the right side of the chart. Yeah, this one. Then you go to lines.
Mm-hmm. Ah, there you go. Price line,
Then you
previous
can
day close line,
exactly
high and low price lines. These should kind of all be checked because I have these, but I'm not going to touch anything because I don't want to mess it up because they're all there right now. But
exactly.
if you want
That's
to
how you
toggle
get
them
them on
all
your
off,
screen.
right there you go, people. And then you have your labels as well, so you can kind of make that. And there's a lot of, if anybody has any questions as they come in, I see that since we have been gone for so long, and I did myself, not set this up in the most SEO manner, we are currently not streaming to anyone except for ourselves at the moment, and that's the way we like it because we can look back and there's nobody judging us. So let's see what's going on right now. So we did get a nice explanation of where to change that if it's not going on for you in TradingView. The number one. Oh, what did I just click? Symbol name. I don't want that. All right. So, and that was some good information. Thank you very much. Now, if everyone's wondering what I have on the bottom, that's the DXY. If you're wondering why I'm using the DXY as an indicator, it's because it is directly inverse to the price of SPY. It is directly inverse to the price of SPY. And what I mean is that when the DXY or the dollar, the US dollar, and the DXY index goes up, the SPY goes down. If the DXY goes down, the SPY goes up. As you can see right here, you see a dip, and we're going to just bring this a little bit larger. You could see we had a dip in the DXY. I might even, let's bring it up on a separate chart as well. And we'll go ahead and grab the DXY, options list, DXY. So you can see, and I actually have a DXY only indicator set. You could see that it's directly inverse. So we had a pump. I'm going to assume this happened at 8:30, right? Because we had such a monstrous move at 8:30 up.
Exactly, yeah.
And there we go. So here's your 8:30 on the SPY, jumping up from 375. Did dip down a little bit to the fours, up to, on the initial, I want to say 6-7 candles, hit about 370 or 386. And then it tapped off at a 388 top, which it is now. It's bounced off of local resistance and your 1-minute support lines. Always keep an eye on your support lines. If you don't know how to draw them, get some sort of indicator for them. It's very important to know where your support lines. I would suggest an indicator because it just takes one more thing off of your plate. But here we can see that we hit our top of the day 1 minute into open. And then we just kind of faded back to 385. So that was a 4-point roll. So just imagine if you had grabbed some puts right at open. That's why I normally like to be ready to rock and roll for open. When we do go on live in the future, we'll be on a half hour before open. I apologize for today. I did oversleep. That is my fault. But in my defense, I am in the middle of a hurricane. But I'm not going to tell you what state I'm in. You could just figure it out. All right, so it looks like SPY is coming back right now, and it is looking to test the daily highs. Now, if you're looking at a situation like this, you can see that we're highly bearish on our stochastic. On our stochastic RSI, we're looking for a turn right there. So we're getting into the overbought territories. You can see our MACD. And I actually cannot, so I'm going to go look. It looks like our MACD is Still moving up, and there's some decent width between the bands, so there's still room to move, but this looks like this will eventually have a fade in the next few bars, which we will see. I would say probably around there. So let's see what happens when it tests. If it tests 388.52, 53, we're at 388.17, I believe, 14. No, 388.19. All right, there it is. So let me just keep an eye on my Thinkorswim chart. I would say there's always a little bit of a difference between Thinkorswim and TradingView. And if you look a little bit closer into Thinkorswim and TradingView, you will realize, and I actually, realized this recently, that we're looking at ARCA on TradingView, and Thinkorswim is showing this the numbers of the we just made a new high of the day of the New York Stock Exchange. So we just made a new high of the day. I definitely wouldn't go long at this point. This is when I would start figuring out where our levels are to consider for some puts. I would probably go at some at the monies, depending. Not financial advice, as always. None of this is. But we are looking like we're going to break high of day again. Now, the question is, where's the steam behind it? The volume is not looking awesome to me. I really don't see it having... I don't even see it being able to make the midline. Now, if it does go, I would say we stop the midline. Now you can see we're also flashing a red reversal signal on our MACD. And I will mess with these at a different time and make them a little bit more visually friendly. I just don't have time to do that right now. I'm drinking my coffee. Sorry if you hear me slurp. It's just what it is. This will be the worst form you'll ever see me in. I promise. So let's see. So now we just broke high of day. Now let me ask you, my man, if we're just breaking the high of day, I know a lot of people get ready to go long, regardless of what they're looking at. You could obviously see our MACD is turning, our buy pressure is falling, our sell pressure, our buy pressure is falling, our sell pressure is increasing, and you can see the DXY going up right there. So you already know this is a cheat sheet. This is something, if you don't know it, and a lot of people don't, believe it or not. Now, if they're trading SPY options, they normally do. But, when I'm talking to people just about stocks in general or about trading in general, they do not know that the DXY is directly inversely correlated to the SPY. So green here, red there. Green here, red there. And I never see divergence. I never see divergence in the DXY and the SPY. So that's something that maybe that'll be a lifelong bucket list thing, is that I'll see divergence in the DXY. We'll see what happens. But to me, it's been dead on since I started doing it. And I think it's something everybody should consider. If you don't have it on your screen, at least have it on another screen. I mean, it's almost exact. I mean, if I overlay it... Go ahead.
So what you're telling is that the DXY is directly inversely correlated to the SPY.
Yes.
Down to the minute, right?
Down to the minute. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is there... are they shifted in some way? Like... Do we have an edge if we look at the DXY?
No.
Will SPY react to it, or?
Yes, the SPY is, so they're always reacting. So, and normally the dollar is the one front running the movement by milliseconds, but it's almost exact. You could see now technically, because we have a little bit of a red, but look at that, turns green. So, I mean, it's almost like, it's crazy. It's almost magical. You could just look on one or the other, and honestly, it's going to be the opposite move on the other one. There's a lot of reasons for that, which we're not going to get into right now, especially since I've woke up within the last 20 minutes and couldn't remember my name for the first 5. But we will get into that at some point, just not today. This is a tester day just to get our chops back, get back in the game, and... because it's not like I haven't been trading or watching the market. It's just that I've been watching other people taking a large break. A lot has gone on this year. There's been a lot of different projects my man and I have worked on, me and other people have worked on. And I had just decided that this is something that we wanted to get back in. We got the crew back together. I got my man on the line. So we're gonna rock and roll, and we're gonna see what we can do, and we're just gonna try to help people kind of figure out what's going on. We know that SPY options. Now, if you're wondering why it's SPY options, if you're wondering why we're looking at SPY options, I'll tell you why. I made a decision over the past, and by the way, it looks like we're about to break the high of the day. So while I'm yapping on the rant, just keep an eye on that because it looks like we're going to break 388.69. If we break 388.69, we could have a breakout all the way to...
Quite some momentum there, yeah.
The momentum's, it's falling, so I don't see it really breaking out heavily, which it will need to break this resistance line. But I really don't see it. I see the steam stopping at about 390 if it can do that. But it looks like it might have it. Stranger things have happened. Like you could see this weirdness. This is not supposed to go down like that. So if it looks like MACD's fading and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, buy pressure coming back, then that's when. And then look at this. You're looking at the RSI just curl at the 70. And this actually might be an 80. Is this an 80? Yeah. So on my stochastic, it's an 80 and a 20. A 22.7? Yeah, no, an 80 and a 20. Normally, overbought's going to be at 70 RSI. Oversold's going to be at 30, but we extended a little bit for this one. We just broke high a day just now while I was yapping. But like I said, linear regression. I know a lot of people don't necessarily have the, top trading view account, and you don't need it. All this crap is for morons like me that like a lot of colors and like to analyze a lot of things. You really only need a few things, but RSI is definitely one of them, MACD, and I think linear regression really is great for range trading. It really, really is. And when it breaks out of that range, you're going to see something crazy. And it's free, and it's right there in the indicators. Where is this? Indicators. You just go to LIN, linear regression channel. It comes with it. It's absolutely free. It's one of the best things that they have. And it's automatic. It's almost like an AI. It'll change as you go. So you don't have to worry about it at all. I used to be sitting there drawing all my trend lines, drawing all my resistance lines, and now I just have it automatic for me. It's just making it a lot easier and save me a lot of time. All right, so what are we looking at right now? We just broke high a day, and now it's fighting. It's on top of support. It's on top of local support. This is not long-term support. This is only 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 touches, 1, 2 touches, 1 broke through. And, I have to say, I have noticed this a lot. And I want to ask you if you've noticed this. Have you ever noticed when a security is trying to break support, the fourth hit tends to be the one? But let's just see.
Fourth hit?
It didn't necessarily, the fourth real hit, like where a candle body hits the support. I feel like on the fourth or fifth, it normally breaks through. So we have 1, 2 touches right here, right on this resistance line, right? Then we have a fade back, a reversal, and then an attempted retest of this support again. 1, 2, falls back, hits the trend line, bangs back up. 1, and this would be the 5th hit now, and then on the 6th it actually breaks through. But I would say, if something is going for it after 3 or 4, it's usually going to make it, I think. I'm starting to notice that. If the candles...
I've seen formations with like 2 tests, 3 tests, and then even rejecting. So,
and that's normally what happens. Normally, you'll have a double top or a triple top.
Yeah,
now, a triple top specifically should be a reversal to the downside. But if it comes up for that 4th one or that 5th one, this is what you see. Now, what did I say before? If we break out, I don't see it going past the midnight. Now, let's see. I might be wrong. I might be right. I don't know. I've only been up for minutes. It's possible. But I just don't think we have the steam to break the midline. We're overextended as a curse word on MACD. I was about to curse right there. I'm trying not to, but it is going to eke its way out at some point. I just don't see the steam. That being said, I would not go long at this point. At this point, I didn't make it in time for open. Would I have gone short at open? Short term for let's say a couple minutes? Possibly, but I don't like to. Now,
right at open, the very minute.
I'll tell you, it's And I don't recommend it. It's never financial advice. By the way, we're consistently breaking high of day. We are breaking high of day right now, 390.03. So now it stopped exactly where I said it's going to stop. Now maybe that's just experience, but will it retrace? I think it will. But if it breaks through, I don't even know what to tell you. This is some sort of old line. I'm not even sure where this is from. I'm just going to, I don't even want to know how dirty this chart is if I go into a higher time frame. Let's just jump to 15 and see where this line. Show yourself. Where are you from? All right, you know what? Let's not have any. I don't need this. The computer is doing my lines for me. I did not get up early enough today to do my ranges, so we will let the computer do all that today. So I'll just get rid of anything I drew. Not a big deal. I could always find it later. And if you're looking for support and resistance lines, there's a lot of ways to look at it, and maybe we'll get into that a little bit later. I mean, you could see how support was made on a huge jump. Now, on a huge jump, 1 or 2 touches can consider isn't exactly support, but once it retests again, that's when you are solidifying that support, especially if it rejects from it. That is, well, resistance actually. And then it's the same on the bottom side. So here you could see we came down, we started a touch there, we had to retrace up to this support line, broke through, went up to another, resistance line. I'm switching my words. Came back down to a support line. There was a 1 single touch, maybe 2. Let's get a little bit closer. Yes, just a single touch to this support line. But the support line was started up over here. This solidified it, went back up for a retest, came back to our trend line, went back up for a retest, and broke through. And like I said, on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candle, 6 broke through, 7, 8, 9, 10. And like I said, stopped exactly. It broke through. It broke through. It broke through. But I'd be careful here. I'm always weary of the midline. On the way down, I'm always weary of a jump off of the midline. If we're on the way up, I'm always weary of a rejection of the midline. And when I'm saying the midline, I'm talking about the midline of the linear regression channel. I do not suggest that you draw it yourself. I suggest that you find it in TradingView. If you're not using TradingView, then I'm not sure. I mean, I can talk to you about other platforms, but that is the platform that I learned to trade on. It's where I started with crypto, and it's just my favorite. Now, if you're
need
just
to use TradingView, even the free tier is amazing.
Yeah. Does TradingView? I could have swore they took away the free tier. I
think it's still there. I'm not
it?
sure.
I don't know because, and I want everyone to know this. If you're a trader, I recommend TradingView. I don't think there's a referral. There might be. I don't even care about that. Forget me. Don't worry about me making money off of it. TradingView is the jam. And if you're going to get a nice expensive like premium like I do, and I'm not a baller. I just like it. I would say that wait for Black Friday, 60% off every single year. Best deal in town. I think I have like 400 days still because I just consistently, every single year I get the Black Friday. I'll be getting it this year as well.
Not too long away, is it?
Yeah, I think because let's see, 24th I believe is. I haven't changed my calendar. I'm looking at October. That just shows where my head's at. But yeah, I believe it's the 24th of November here in America. You can see we're having a little bit of trouble.
I see it there.
Always pay attention to the midline. Sorry to interrupt you, go ahead. See?
No problem. I see I'm on the website of TradingView and I see the offer starts in 10 days, 16 hours.
Yeah, they usually do like a week thing. And you know what's funny? Some places will do the same thing. You'll grab it and then at 60% off. And here's something I want you to watch out for. They're going to Cyber Monday your ass with a 70% off and you're going to be annoyed. You're going to be like, oh, I just saved $500. And then you like 2 days later, they're like 70% off. I'm like, you sneaky bastards.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, keep an eye out for that. Now, with TradingView, I don't think that will happen, but that did happen to me with 3 commas, which is a bot that I've used. I don't use it right now because my crypto's a little crazy, but if you're going to use 3 commas, and I do have a link for it down below, They do have the same awesome things, but wait for Cyber Monday because they got me with that last time. I went for the 60% because I was like, oh, it's just like TradingView. Bam, Monday, 70% off. Now, did I lose anything? No. But, it's just like calling a great trade and then watching it happen and not going in. You're just like, I knew it. Damn it.
Yeah.
It's
Missed
money.
opportunity.
It's money on the table. It's like, oh, if I just waited 2 days, if I just waited that minute, how often is that? Now, that is an unhealthy way of thinking. We want to get out of that as a trader. But for me, when it comes to buying stuff, I am a cheap, shifty buyer, and I get very upset if I don't get the best deal. So that's just what it is. It's something my mother instilled in me. Thank you, Mother, for making me neurotic. But all right, let's not talk about me. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening on the SPY right now. It looks like we're holding on this trend line. Once again, I recommend finding auto trend lines, auto support and resistance. We'll have a show on it at some point. Maybe we'll get into it later. They really just are up, and now we're getting a short signal from, I'm not even sure which one's open at this point since I closed them all. But we are getting a short signal from one of my, it's kidding. So, and I was going to say, do you like or do you not like if an indicator repaints? I know a lot of people don't. I think something like a short signal during the candle, if it paints or repaints, is a good thing. Because if that was still saying short, but the computer's specifications for a short entry all of a sudden change, then I want it to disappear. I think that's a good thing. But I know a lot of people that don't like repainting of their, and there are many. Here it is coming back again. There are many indicators where repainting is not a bad thing. There's some where it's a good thing. Give me one moment. I will be walking away for 1 second. Now, can I just ask you, my man, do you hear any music going on in the background? I think I forgot to turn on the music.
No, I don't hear anything.
And let's get that going. Let me know when you hear that. I have to go turn off a light. I will be back in 10 seconds.
Sure.
Ooh, we are a mess today, but I said, you know what? I'm just going to figure it out online. Looks like my intro music's kind of low, but I do not have it coming through my, what do you call it, my monitor headphones right now. It says it's playing.
Still don't hear it.
Don't hear it? All right, let me just go test. It looks like, and while that's happening, if you could just tell the people what's going on right here. The midline, it looks like we made a good solid resistance point for it to retest. And it looks like, oh man, it looks like the midline is acting as a trend line support. That's going to be nasty, but it's also fighting against this trend line. So we're just going to have to break a close over 389.87, and then we'll probably see a continuation to the upside to 390.50 for a retest. I mean, with this momentum, I mean, the trend is your friend. I mean, do I have to tell you what that trend is? I mean, everyone can see, right? So it's up for our blind viewers. It's
Yes.
up. The trend is up. So I'm going to pull up and see if we're even streaming. We are live. Oh, I got that old thumbnail. I did not make a thumbnail this morning. You will be looking at a crazy AMC squeezing thumbnail for like a year ago. That's how much when I woke up and there was the hurricane and I only slept for 2 hours, I did not give a fuck. I'm like, let them see whatever they want to see. We're going to be rocking and rolling. All right, let's see. Oh, yep, there's the music. The music is rocking and rolling. It's actually too loud.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just... Okay, maybe I'm just not hearing it because I muted the stream, so yeah.
I'm just going to drop it down because it's a little invasive.
Yeah,
We
okay.
just want it in the background. And that's okay. You know what? I honestly am not mad at myself for being ill-prepared this morning. It's just what it is. This was on the fly. I talked to my man yesterday. I'm like, bro, literally in 24 hours, I was like, bro, I'm getting the channel back up. come stream with me. He's like, let's try it. And bam, it was just like that. We didn't get to talk yesterday because we are in different countries, and I'm not telling you which one they are, although you could probably tell from at least my voice. But we got it rocking and rolling today. We wanted to test it out. We wanted to see how fun it was to get back on there and start streaming. And I'm actually having fun, I got to say. It would be nice, once we get, and I'm going to talk to my one of my guys about maybe making some good thumbnails. We're going to get that SEO going. But as of right now, I don't give a shit. I just wanted to get that stream out there. We'll rock and roll after the fact. You'll have the thumbnails. It's very important, by the way, if you're a YouTuber, what your thumbnail looks like. We'll get rock and rolling on that. We'll make sure we have our SEO, and we will make it to a main channel. Not again. I'm not going to say again because we never were, but we will get there because we will give you value in this content. Now, my man, right now, from what you're looking at, do you have any questions for me or do you have any comments for the listeners?
Do we see any opportunity right now? Maybe if the price goes up to the latest resistance level, is that a good short opportunity for us?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm looking for a rejection from not only so if you're looking at this convergence right here, there's a convergence in our resistance line and in our top line of our linear regression, which is normally the top of our range. So, but we might not even make it up for that. I mean, this is looking weak. Our volume's coming in red. That didn't change the size of the volume. Let me just take a look on the right. I wish I could show you guys multiple screens. I will at some point. I just have to get set up again. But I have a really cool indicator that does not come with Thinkorswim. I actually have a few of those that I've been searching through because I'm the indicator searcher. Looks like Bitcoin.
Yes, you are.
Bitcoin's back up to 17.7, by the way. Let me just close that.
Yes, saw that.
Yeah, Ethereum too is
lot of
on a run.
A lot of cryptos are up again.
It looks like sympathy. Everybody's getting sympathy. So the overall markets are all feeding off of each other. Whoa, what's going on there?
It's like that.
Let me just look back to the left. Oh, I had my screen to a point where I only saw green bars. I only saw this. So I was like, what happened? But, like I said, I'm literally still sleeping. There's a possibility this is a dream and I'm not even streaming right now. Or we're not streaming.
Well, I have a comment, by the way.
Go for it. Midline, very important.
In case someone is wondering, because I am wondering right now, because your chart looks different than mine, the candles. Yep. Could it be that you have Heiken Ashi?
Yes. So yes, I use Heiken Ashi.
Would you tell us
candles.
the reason?
I will tell you the reason. I use Heiken Ashi candles. You're gonna hate this reason. I use Heiken Ashi candles because they're prettier. I'm just kidding. That's not really the reason. It's kind of the reason, but they always connect. They just give me a better idea, and most of my indicators suggest using Heiken Ashi. Now, if I switch over to just regular candles, which I will do because Heiken Ashis won't show you gaps. So, like, I have regular candles on my Thinkorswim so I could see the gaps. There's none right now. But, like, let's say I switch to candles. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just dirty. I mean,
it can be choppy and ugly.
Yeah. And some would say there are certain instances where I do feel, wow, we're breaking support right here. So it looks like we might have a fade. I just prefer Heiken Ashis. I mean, look at that. Is that not cleaner? Here's your Heiken Ashis. Here's your candles. Ugh. Gross. I can't even look at them. They are not visually appealing. Now, that's not the point of candles, obviously, but I just have found Heiken Ashis give me a way better view of what's going on. Now, I'm going to get the definition out because I know that there's a specific Heiken Ashi candles, and we're gonna tell everybody that's listening, all the 0 people, possibly my friend up north. Let's see. Heiken Ashi formula, a better candlestick. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to bring this out right here. We're going to look at this. Okay. Heikinashi, also sometimes spelled Heikinashi, means average bar in Japanese. The Heikinashi technique can be used in conjunction with candlestick charts when trading securities to spot market trends and predict future prices. It's useful for making candlestick charts more readable and trends easier to analyze. For example, traders can use Heikinashi charts to know when to stay in trades while a trend persists, but get out when the trend pauses or reverses. Most profits are generated when markets are trending, so predicting trends correctly is necessary. The key takeaways. The Heikinashi technique is used with candlestick charts to help traders identify and analyze trends, which is what I was saying. There is no gaps with Heikinashis. They fill them in with the formula. I love it. There are 5 primary signals used in Heikinashi charts. Heikinashi charts can be used in any market. Let's see. Do we want to go through the formula? Oh, wow. Close, 1/4. Parentheses, open plus high plus low plus close. Yeah, I think the average viewer is not going to care much about how that works. But Investopedia, if you're looking for this, just Google Heikinashi Investopedia. It will tell you what those are. So yes, are those? Did I answer your question enough, or did I trail off because I'm still delirious?
No, it's okay.
But I like them better. Yeah,
I'd say what you call pretty in them is that they reduce noise.
They reduce noise, yes. They reduce noise, yes.
So on the normal candles, maybe you would freak out at a red candle that happens suddenly, but then again the trend stays
exactly
up.
And you're not going to see a gap either, which sometimes will drop your heart if you're in something.
And the Heikinashi candles will help you to stay in the trend.
Yes, they will fill in the gaps. And like I said, if you're using any indicator, I'm going to use a Jordan Peterson term that a lot of those people on YouTube are overusing, but any indicator worth its salt will do that for you. Let me just get hot in here. Let's go ahead and move that. And can you hear any of that hurricane in the background? Because I'm literally in a hurricane right now.
Not really.
Excellent condition. I cannot believe this. There's a 2-degree gust of wind outside and a bird farts and my freaking internet goes down. But hurricane, no problem. 400 megabits per second, baby. All right.
That's amazing.
I know, right? All right, let's see. So we're looking at 10:17 right now. I was talking to my man yesterday of the Night Trader crew, and we were just saying, I was like, I really don't like to trade after 11. Now, that being said, there's always opportunities, and honestly, I got to be honest with you, I've looked at an option that I sold at like 2 or 3 o'clock, and that bitch is up like another 100%. So it's not always, take everything with a grain of salt, feel out what your vibe is. But I just think that between 9:30 and 11, it's the best trading on average. And that's not including days where Powell speaks. In my opinion, I'll stream on those days going forward, but geez, trading is, you really have to kind of have an idea, a really good idea, or you have a very high probability of getting wrecked.
On those days, especially.
You need some tight stops on a Powell day. But holy shit, if you catch the right move on a Powell day, and it moves 10, 11 points. Let's say we open at 388. You get some 380. You just load 387 puts, and that bitch goes to 380. Woo! You are looking at some serious cash. All right, let me take a look at this chart again because I'm going Macho Man Randy Savage right now. A lot of our older listeners or younger listeners don't know who that is, but whatever, I don't care. So it looks like we are losing steam. This to me looks like steam being lost. Volume is weak. Let me just take a look on my right. Yeah, there is a battle right now going on. So what I have is buy and sell volume pressure on the right. I'm not going to bring it up on the screen because I don't have it configured correctly, but I will.
The volume profile you're talking about?
It's a different, yes, it's an indicator that I will share with the viewers in future videos because I have a few that I've just searched for that it'll just help people if they're using Thinkorswim. There's some really cool things. I have the blue line for, you know, what the high was or close for the previous day. And I'm not going to lie, I got that from, I forgot his name, but a really amazing trader at Beginner Trades. He's a big YouTuber. He's probably live trading right now. Really good. Got that from him, so I'm not going to take credit for finding that. But I did find this buy and sell volume pressure indicator for Thinkorswim. It basically, so instead of seeing a red or green bar, it shows you the red and the green and tells you the percentage of both. It is absolutely amazing when you're in a trade to gauge where it's going because you could see real time. Like I'm looking right now, real time. The sell. Okay, so now it switches very quickly. Sell pressures at 73%, 83%, 74%, 100%, 81%, 67%. So it's moving that quickly, but that's telling me that this bitch is going down. Now we are being held up by the 30 EMA. I'm looking on my right. I'm not sure if that's on my left. Let's bring it up. It might be different because of the New York Stock Exchange on Thinkorswim and ARCA on. There it is, right there. So, there it is. See, the 30. So, now on Thinkorswim, we are on top of that line. We are bouncing on it.
Oh, interesting.
And it's almost the same thing right here. So, they're relatively similar. But like I said, ARCA information and NYSE information are different. It just is what it is. You're always going to have a slight difference, but they're basically, you know, it's not that crazy, but there's going to be difference in all basically charting softwares, all brokerages. I had somebody that wanted to trade with me online and he was using Robinhood, which I never recommend. And, but I was like, well, if we're going to trade together, I need you on Thinkorswim or we're looking at different prices, especially on options, because I went to go trade on. So funny story. I went and looked at Webull SPY options and then I literally put it up next to my Ameritrade SPY options. It couldn't have been more different. Something that was $1.50 on Ameritrade was $2.22 per contract on Webull. And I was like, oh, Christ, another way the market, you know, shoves it up your ass. But that's okay. I was like, yeah, you can't find the same information anywhere. So find the one you trust or the ones that you trust and stick with those, because if you're looking at too many different options chains, it's just, the information just doesn't match. And I don't know how that's possible. I got to be honest to you or with you. I don't know how that works. I probably do. Like I said, I slept probably 30 minutes, but whatever. What I'm looking at right now and why I want to actually bring, all right, I have my triangles and wedges finders. I'm looking at some sort of a triangle happen right now. Now this, I almost want to say that this is a bullish pennant, which would be then a measured move. So
to maybe draw the triangle you're seeing with the line tools?
Yeah. So I could be wrong. Like I said, I am very, I'm doubting of myself because of how tired I am, but we're going to hide the indicators real quick. And what I mean by measured move, all right, so let's do it real quick before anything happens.
Right, hide indicators, perfect.
So we'll just leave that there. And we'll just leave that there. We'll leave that there. Actually, no. I'm tripping right now. All right. Nope. I'll get rid of that trend line. All right. So it's not exactly a bullish pennant, but it looks just kind of like one. So I'm going to assume it's going to move like one. So if I could just find a quick, where's my little price range? So when you see a bullish pennant, you want to kind of do a measured move of the previous move up. So let's see if we could find a price range. All right, so we're just going to go from whatever. We'll go from there to there. All right, now a measured move, if you're in a bullish pennant, which we're not necessarily in, it's really not straight. It usually has to be a little bit more parabolic for me to feel like that. And my triangles and didn't even pick it up. So if the AI didn't pick it up. Now, anyway, skip all that crap. Let's say it is a bullish pennant. You're going to take that measured move. You're going to take this thing. All right, let's get to it. We're going to is it locked? All right, I want to move it now. So I need to move this. Nope, not that. There we go. So we're going to move this to the top of there. The measured move is where you measured from the bottom of the move to the top of the move. You end up in a bullish pennant. Go to where your trend line is on the top, and then put your measured move on the top. And normally, that's your price target. So let's just see. I mean, it probably won't happen because, like I said, I'm freaking seeing things and it didn't even bring it up, but it really reminds me of a bullish pennant. So let's see if it acts similarly, because sometimes that happens. Really showing my how rusty I am right now. Price label. So let's just throw one right there, whatever. I don't see 395 in our immediate future. Or 394.46 in our immediate future, but let's just leave it there, whatever. And see what happens. Let's get rid of this. Because if it happens, that would be trippy. But like I said, I have an indicator for this. It is not triggering, so maybe that is not a bullish pennant. But to me, and like I said, if you are trading, if you are learning, have a book of the patterns. If you're day trading, if you're trying to chart, if you're doing technical analysis, study the patterns. There's so many good books. You know what? Maybe I will even put a download for one of those in a future video, because I have a few that other people have given away for free. So I'm going to give it away for free. I'm just going to show you where it is. I'm not even going to put an ad fly or anything on it. I'm just going to give you a link.
I think there are even indicators on TradingView that can detect the candlestick patterns for you.
And I've used some of those. I just haven't found any that I like. I'm sure there probably is one though. Now I'm just making noise with my drawings. So let's get that out. But yeah, so it wasn't a bullish pennant if it's acting like this. And I don't think this is straight up. I think you need a little bit more of a vertical move. This is a little bit too horizontal for me. But you can see right now, I mean, this is an obvious lesson in what happens when you break a trend line. Sits there, hits a trend line, hits a trend line, hits the trend line, finally breaks through on the fourth, comes up to retest, and then boom, down to your support, local support, which is also coinciding with a trend line. Stops on the trend line the first time, breaks through. It looks like the 30 is right there. We're going to get that out of the way for right now, because I can't. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go through individually at some point with only one or two indicators on, and we'll talk about what that indicator is, why it's important, and what it's trying to tell you. And we're going to start, and honestly, that's why I have most of these are out. Some of them I don't even remember where I got them. They're just from random people over the years. And I just have access to them. People that have just literally disappeared from YouTube, but I somehow still have access to their indicators, and thank God, because they're really cool. But yeah, we're gonna just concentrate on linear regression. The drops I'm just leaving in there just to give a little degree of suspense. If we see that happen, it's just something to look into. It's like, ooh, what math did they go to? Here you can see it's just part of the trend line. As soon as it hit the trend line, you saw a short signal. Now, you probably would have went short. You know, that's why you always want to wait for confirmation. So you get your short signal, went back up for a retrace, and then bam, you would have a nice little move right here from 389. Or 390.09 all the way down to 388.82. So 30-cent move, not bad if you're getting in and out real quick. Taking a sip of my coffee. Hope it's not too loud. Now, my man. So what are we looking at right now? It's being really choppy right now for the last little bit.
Kind of sideways right now.
Very sideways. But Now, normally, what I'm going to say is, because I'm going to need about 10 seconds in a minute. What I'm going to say is, we're also, by the way, right on the point of control in your visible range. Now, this is your visible range, visible profile. This is showing you the volume of orders. And I set it up this way. I think it starts out as blue and yellow. This is showing you the volume of sell orders versus the volume of buy orders. And it gives you a real idea of where support is. So for instance, let's just say we got enough sell pressure to push us down to right here. It's all buy pressure. So what would you expect? And then buy pressure coinciding with a support line and the bottom line of the range? I mean, do you have to be a mathematician to figure out what most likely will happen from there? A bounce, just in case you're not. A bounce is what I would expect. You have all buy pressure converging with the support line and the bottom line of the linear regression. I don't even know what the RSI is looking like. I'm sure it would be, at this point, completely oversold, and the MACD would be on its way up. We'll see what happens. Right now, though, the point of control. Now, the point of control is in the visible range, visible profile, and it's basically, to make a long story short, I can go over the math of it all, and maybe we will later. Like I said, completely delirious. Now we're just ranking down right now to the midline.
The price point with the highest volume, right?
Yes, that's the price point with the highest volume, yes. And if you're above, that they call it the point of control. Because if you are trending above it, you are basically bullish. If you're trending below it, look at this. What did I just tell you? I think it's going to break it because of this pressure. But what did I tell you was going to happen? I said it was going to stop right there. But you see the sell pressure's coming in a little bit. There was no red there before. I don't know. This is heavy. I mean, that was a monstrous drop. A lot of shorting went in right there. But I don't know. That's really, this little point right here is like super strong support. Super strong support. And backed by volume. Backed by volume. That's why you could see it tried to go. Look at this wick. That is a huge wick. It goes from 388.98.
It is.
To 69. If you went to 68, it would be literally a 30-cent wick. That's a serious wick. But I told you.
So
I literally said this would happen. That's huge support.
With this support level, and since we're on the bottom of the linear regression channel, isn't that a very nice long opportunity right there?
That's
since the trend is
literally, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Still going up.
Now, is there going to be confirmation? I don't know. There's a lot of other things to look at. Now, your MACD's turning, sure, but there's still room for downside. Your RSI stochastic, which is, a little bit more intense than your normal RSI. And here's, if anybody wants to see what the settings are, there they are, right there. But this is a stochastic multi-time frame, so it's a little bit crazier. You probably get the same, close to similar results with a regular RSI, but still on its way down. Plenty of room before we hit oversold. So, I don't know. Like I said, but this was a huge bouncing point. We're also on the bottom of the beast, which is kind of a more badass version of a Bollinger Band. There's some other things in there, but weren't you looking up beast yesterday and telling me the definition of it? Because I had told you about it.
You told me about it, but we didn't dive into the definition of it.
Oh, I could have swore you looked it up and were like, "Oh, it's this and this," or maybe I'm tripping. I'm not sure. Do you hear me sipping? Is that super loud? I'm sorry, people.
No, not really.
I am slovenly. I am a slovenly.
Everything's fine.
A slovenly, lazy day trader. It happens. Listen, you start working at home from your computer. I don't recommend it. Now, it is the most comfortable thing, but I will tell you this. The most comfortable things in life will make you soft. They will make you soft. They will make you weak. And they are comfortable, but unfortunately, comfort and growth just normally don't go together. Okay, so this is actually forming out kind of bullishly. I mean, it's super sideways. This was pretty horrible, and you can see this is equivalent to the midline of a Bollinger Band. You can see this is the green part of my beast. And I'm going to look that up real quick so I could tell people the exact. So beast indicator. I'm pretty sure that there's a free one right on beast indicator. We'll just say charts. Let's see if I could find people a nice definition. Let's say, what are the best indicators for the 1 minute chart? Download super beast indicator for MetaTrader 4. I don't use that. That's Forex. I guess they use other stuff, but I know they're mainly Forex. Buy the beast super. Go screw yourself. It's free. Best indicator for day trading futures. Wow, there's just no trending beast. Trending beast. Let's see. Will this give us a... All right, I'm going to go to beast indicator. Just so that everybody can hear what I'm Googling. Investopedia. I know I have the loudest keyboard on the planet. I don't know why I did that.
I don't even hear it.
You don't hear it? Oh, wow. Maybe my mic sucks. I mean, it's a pretty good mic. It's a Yeti. It's basically the same one that like 90%. At this point, everyone on YouTube is either Yeti if you're like a little bit less than huge. And then as soon as you're big, you go to the Shure microphones that Rogan uses. Everybody is copying his setup. And I know because I've been like, I remember looking it up a couple years ago. I was like, I want to use everything Rogan uses. And he's changed it since then. I think it's the same mic, but like the arms, all that other stuff. But now everybody is using like the same stuff. I'm even seeing the red arms that he changed to, and I'm just like, wow, dude. And then I thought to myself, I was like, I don't want to be that guy that just copies someone's setup. It's like, do I really need his mic arm? Is that super important? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to copy it down to that. Okay,
Yeah.
best technical indicators for rookie traders. I'm still not seeing a good definition for the beast. Definition. And while I'm doing this, you just keep your eye on the chart. We are at the bottom right now. This is fighting. My assumption is down. What do you think? It's fighting to go down. I mean, is that not fighting? And what are we? 1, 2,
Clearly
3,
fighting.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 volume candles in a row. Red. 8.
Yes.
I mean, we should. Even the computer's telling us to go short. We must have broke a trend line somewhere. So we broke trend. I don't know, man. I see VWAP hovering over 1 minute resistance. We got the beast over here, which I'm trying to show people because I can't even think of the good definition, a good enough definition. Because I know sometimes I explain stuff and it just goes over people's heads, or sometimes I get lost in the explanation. Breadth indicator. Wow, so this is not going to be easy. Maybe this is something. I thought this was more common. Maybe it's not as common as I thought. I thought it was basically a souped up Bollinger Band. By the way, it's going to, I don't know, it looks like it's going to break the channel. If I had to bet, I would say it's going to, oh, it just broke it. Yeah, just broke it. Let me just take a look at the screen because I haven't been. I only have a 3-screen setup right now, which is like not ideal. So
Only.
yeah. Well, I prefer 6. Well, if you're streaming and then you're a trader, you got to have your trading view. So I got my trading view over here. You got to have your brokerage, and Thinkorswim is amazing, not giving that up. I have Motive Trader, which I don't even know if I could show that.
What is that one?
So let me just get. All right, I could just pull it out. So this is Motive Trader. Not a lot of people know about it. I'm just gonna put it on the screen. Can you see it?
Not yet. Yeah.
Right.
Now I see it.
Let me just bring that off.
Is this Ameritrade?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I need to just switch some things around. Let me. Just want to get my price lines out of the way. All right, just give me a moment. I will be right with you. You know what? I'll just show a piece of it. So, Motive Trader, or Motive Wave, I'm sorry. Motive Wave is what I used for Auto Elliott Wave. I went through this kind of, and I have it dragging in from the right because I'm just not showing the right side of the screen. So you can see the left side of the screen. What you're seeing is another similar to what's going on in trading view.
Yeah.
So I have, my auto support, auto resistance. This should be green because that's how I like to color stuff. I always like, I always go red and green. It's just the way to do it. Hold on. You picked a hell of a day to start back up. I'm trying to watch, but I watched the replay later. Yeah, it's all good, brother. Hold on a minute. I told my friend I was going to start streaming today, but, I didn't tell him I'd be 40 minutes late. It's all good, brother. All right, so there's... texted him. So yeah, so the point of this is what really enamored me about Motive Wave, and I got to be honest, I don't know if that was smart or not of me getting it, but it was able to be bought. And there's so much of this software as a service shit that's like the new thing, and I can't stand it. Oh wow, there's some weird spam in our chat. Well, I guess something's chatting, whatever. But xxx18.online, thanks, dick. Get away. That's not about trading. But nobody else is there, so I guess, type whatever. But anyway, my point is, with Motive Wave, I was on the search for the perfect... Because you know what my thought process was when I was learning Elliott Wave under... I think it was Crypto Hippo was really good at it. And this is years ago. Not like I'm saying it like it's like in the fucking 40s, like 2 years ago.
Okay.
I was like, we were doing Elliott Wave, and I'm like, this is all calculations and this and that. I'm like, why? And I even like posed it. I was like, why wouldn't we want an AI to do this? I was like, this would be just, I think, way more accurate with a computer, and everyone just wanted to do it on their own, and da-da-da-da-da, and this counts to this, and, ABC, and then your sub waves, and I was just like, oh man, this is so much. I'm already learning so much about indicators. I just felt like I could never draw as good of an Elliott Wave predicted move than a computer. So while going through, so anyway, that was the conclusion that I came to. Everybody else was like, oh,
very reasonable.
Yeah. So I started looking, and there's a few things out there, but the only one that you could buy and keep, now you do have to pay for the yearly updates if they're necessary. I'm fine with it the way it is, but if you want to, you throw out a couple hundred if you want the updates for it. It's not even necessary as long as you update it the entire year that you buy it. Because how much are they really? If they come out with something cool, fine, I'll throw 200 more in it. But I bought it. It was a little bit more, I don't know, somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000. I really can't remember. It was like a year ago I bought it, maybe longer. Actually, way longer. 2 years ago I bought it, so probably 3 years ago is when I started the search. But yeah, you were able to buy it, so that really turned me on. It hooks up directly to your account. You can literally trade through it. I end with the click of a button. So that's why I'm a little weary when I click on it, because it might set up a trade for me. It depends on what your settings are. But yeah, you could trade straight through it.
That sounds dangerous.
There's you could set things in place, but it's really, really cool when you set it up, and you could trade directly from it. Now I'm using TradingView, Motive Wave, and Thinkorswim, in concert with each other. So I'm always triple checking, but if I want to see the Elliott Wave prediction, I'll come here. So what is Elliott Wave saying is happening on the 1 minute chart of the SPY? It's saying that we're going to go to, where are you? You know what? Let's pull this out of here. Where is it?
Looks
saying?
like a
It's saying we're
good
going to
long
go to
opportunity right now.
392.20. So it's calling 392.20. I mean, that's very possible. That's very possible. Our measured move's worthless at this point because we're past it, so we're just going to delete that.
Right at the bottom of the channel still.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually, yeah, I mean, like I
looking
said.
Slightly bullish.
This is like I said. I mean, we knew when we were going to come to this converging area. See, look, now there's a lot more sell orders because we're here. But before, when it was all buys, we knew that this was a spot. And it was actually this spot that I was pointing at now that I look at it, to be fair. So it did come a little bit under, but it stopped on our regression must have moved because our linear regression was up here. I turned away to talk about Motive Wave and
exactly.
And missed it move. But But yeah, still around that. And you can see a big support was built between 387.93 and 388.43. And it's still coming up. I mean, yeah. As far as a setup, I always want my setups to like be over here. At this point, I don't feel good about a trade. Like, I'm never going to trade, and I don't think it's wise for anyone to chase the trade ever. And that's pretty universal advice. Not advice. Opinion. Universal opinion, not financial advice. It's usually, universally don't chase the trade. Look for your setups. This was the setup. So right here, and I was saying, that this was the setup, but always be wary. We had no confirmation because we fell through pretty quickly, so that's good. You weren't sitting there, because normally after a few of these, you're like, all right, I'm going to go for the call. And when I say the call, and I'm talking about SPY, I'm talking about at the money. If I say calls or puts, I'm usually talking about the lowest days to expiration. It's Thursday, so for SPY, that's 1 day DTE. So I say DTE, that's days to expiration. Okay?
Yeah,
days
so it
until
would be the
expires.
November 11 expiration
Exactly.
date.
So there's 3 a week and then one, and then my friend actually said this to me yesterday, which I did know, but wasn't at the forefront of my mind like it is now. And then there's a standard option every third, I think every third week, third Thursday, some shit like that. I wasn't.
Yeah, right.
Because he was like, oh, it's a standard. He's saying standard option. I'm like, they're all weeklies. He's like, nah, man, the third one of every month. And I'm like, oh yeah. So we can all always learn. Even though I'm not really currently working and just kind of surviving with this. I guess I am working a little bit because I'm greedy. But, yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot the direction I was going, so I'm just going to leave it there. Let's go back to the chart. Give me 1 second.
So at what point what would be your ideal entry point here in the last couple of minutes?
Okay, so, now, the problem is that we went past convergence and then we went into uncertainty, and I'm not huge into uncertainty right now. The support level wasn't here yet, so I didn't really know. But ideally, so I'll give you my hindsight is 2020 because I can't remember how this moved because, like I said, number 1, didn't sleep. Number 2, exhausted. And number 3, I wasn't looking to see. But I remember this support line being much closer to the bottom line of the range. But, obviously I'm going to say here, hindsight's 2020, but right around here, really, let me get a marker. I want to see some convergence third Friday. Oh, he must be listening because he just texted me third Friday. So the third Friday is when that standard option is. So right around here, where I'm seeing 2 wicks down to the ridge, and then I'm seeing a little bit of convergence on the bottom of the beast. If you have Bollinger Bands, I'm probably sure it's similar. I would put them on to see, but then I couldn't get to them because I have so many freaking indicators.
Yeah, the wick is just outside of the Bollinger Band.
Yeah, so hold on, let me erase that. Sometimes I forget that that's on, and then you end up with a bunch of dots. But yeah, as far as ideal entry, I would have started once I saw... All right, now, see, the problem with the Apple ecosystem is that the text comes through on 4 machines. So now I just saw third Friday come into my phone. Third Friday came into my other phone. Then it came into my iPad. It came in on the other iPad, and then it just came into my watch. Thank God my notifications are off, or you would have heard a bunch of annoying pings. Oh, wow, we just broke point of control. So, yeah,
all right.
I would have looked for, to be honest... Ideal, obviously, somewhere in this candle. But we were, just because you saw the size of these wicks, how much of a flush we had, how much convergence we had here, how these were pretty much, and there's still way more green, so way more buy pressure. Green over here, I would say probably about, just from how much I know myself, I probably would have gotten in... I'm not going to lie and say that it would have been awesome. 387.93 would have been awesome. 388.40 would have been awesome. I probably would have got in confirmation above the midline of the beast, which is equivalent to the midline of your Bollinger Band. So I'd say 388.75. I would have felt safe. And bam, I mean, we only had one little doji right here, which is normally a reversal, but it said, nope, bitch, that's not happening. And it's already up to 389.88. Now, I can't tell you what that equivocates to in option premium because I'm not looking at, I need more screens. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. Let me pull up the options chain just so I have that on the right. But yeah, see, we're looking at 1 DTEs. Now you're looking if you're looking at the money on 1 DTEs, regardless of what your chart looks like, you're, somewhere between $2 and $3 at the money. 0 DTEs,
exactly.
0 DTEs, you're somewhere between like 80
like
cents and $1.70. Yeah, it's about $1 cheaper on average. And I love that about 0 DTEs because the theta between the day before expiration and the day of expiration is, I mean, it's absurd. Like it loses like 30% value. And that's what I love to buy it because there's that much more upside and, that much more, you're de-risking if you're putting less money. I mean, that's all obvious stuff. We're on resistance right now, which is converging with the midline. Now, here's why it might break it. Not a lot of sell pressure right there. A lot of green volume coming in. It's holding right there. To me, and yeah, whatever, we broke that. So this long is because it broke this trend line right there. If you're wondering why it's telling you to do that, it identified a trend line at 3 points, and it broke it. That's why it called long. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's take a look at the RSI. Oversold as shit. I think it's, oh my God. That is overbought. As overbought as it can be. It still looks like it's going to break it. I don't know why. I think maybe there's not a lot going on over here. Closes. I wish the bid would get out of my way. I need to pull this. Oh, maybe I need to get closer. Let's get close. There we go.
Close above?
Okay. No, I just need to get closer to the visible range to see it right. All right. There's more buy pressure going on.
Okay.
This looks like... All right. I'm going to predict that we break the midline. Although this also is very indicative of a reversal back. Wicks just barely making it up. Oh, just kidding. Bam. The first thing I said is I think we're going to make it over the midline. So I'm going to just pretend I didn't say anything after that. But it's looking at huge 1 minute resistance right here at 390.27. And then I think we're at the high a day. Yeah, the high a day is like right there. Holy crap. We are just breaking highs over and over. Wow. Okay. Well, I would say that the overall trend of the day is up. I mean, where did we open?
We opened right at
people
388.
Do not stream tired, people. I am like forgetting shit left and right. I'm like looking for simple words. All right, so I don't know. This bitch, like it looks like it's on its way to retest. It looks like it's on its way to break the high of the day, just from what I've seen previously. Because consistently I'm like, oh, we're not going to break that high, bam, broke it. Oh, we're not going to break that high, bam, broke it. Oh, we're not going to break that high, what's about to happen? I don't know. I have a feeling that it's going to break it. What do you think? It's got a lot of resistance, but there's like nothing going on over here. My volume is weak as shit. Oh, it's growing. It's weak, but it's all buy. Buy pressure's in. And the reason that I need to set my Thinkorswim up better is because I want to see the chart because I have so many great indicators on that chart because I'm an indicator fucking junkie. But I want to see the options chain too. Like holy shit, I have an iPad in front of me. What am I saying? Hold on. See, this is what happens when you don't sleep and you're an asshole.
Slight rejection on the resistance level.
Yes. I wouldn't call it a rejection just yet. It just looks like it's holding.
It's holding, yeah.
Right, now,
it's testing again.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. The problem with the iPad. Hold on. Maybe I could fix this. I can't see the volatility on the price. I guess I could switch the rows. I want to see the implied volatility. All right, I got it. So I could see the implied volatility. Where's my volume? See, that's why the computer is great. I could see all my... I got my delta, my volume, my open interest. All right, if you're setting up your options chain, volume on the left, open interest, delta, implied volatility, bid ask. If that's all you can fit because you want your, watch list on, that's what you should be looking for. That's what I found.
I agree.
Best.
Maybe when you're more on the selling side of things, theta would be interesting also.
Yeah, but now theta doesn't mean shit to me because I'm looking at 0 and 1 DTEs. So we know. So
maybe if you're more like a 30-day seller.
Yes, you're 100% right. Theta is your time decay. So it's basically the amount you buy an option that's 30 days out. Every day it's worth a little bit less. That's your theta. That's your time decay.
Exactly.
There's a few intricate reasons that happens, but it's extra knowledge that, sure, if you want to be an expert, yeah, a lot of people don't. Just know that it's your time decay. Theta is how much money or how much value your options losing day by day as it comes close to expiration. Doesn't mean dick to me because I'm all about 0 and 1 not even 1 DTEs. I don't even like those. Ugh. Wow, lots of volume on these at the money calls. I mean, shit tons. Let's see.
Do you call that a rejection now?
That is a rejection, but that doesn't mean it's not. I mean, it's not really technically I'd say we're looking somewhat like a triple top. Let me see. Is there any head and shoulders shit happening? No. No, I don't see that. I got to be honest. Just because of the day, I think we might see a third break high a day. Where we are on the top of our beast. Where's your Bollinger Band right now? Do I have anything with Bollinger Bands on? No. Oh, let's see. Motive Wave might have Bollinger Bands.
We're just coming back to the...
Yeah, we're not even at the top of the Bollinger Bands. We're basically...
No.
We're sitting on point of control, and we're fighting. It's fighting. Oh, this is a doji. But, see now, doji's also normally indicative of a reversal, but we have 3 red candles. So, is it going to fade down to the POC, or is it going to reverse up to the resistance? RSI says down. MACD says down. I mean, obviously. The dollar's falling off. The dollar's going down, so the SPY should be going up. So that, I guess, is what I would call bullish divergence, which I wouldn't normally say. I would say that if, say, it was happening with RSI or MACD, I would say bullish divergence. Not really with the DXY. This leads me to believe that this is going to try to come up. Bam! What did I just say? Oh, I only had that reaction, number 1, delirious, and number 2, because that was a huge candle. What did I say right before that happened? Wow. Beautiful. Not enough, not where I'm upset that I didn't get in, but that's fucking buy pressure, dude. They're breaking high of day. I'm going to call that right now. 390.47. We're going to break it. From what I'm seeing, look, they're turning around the stochastic at 80. Are you kidding? They're turning stochastic, and this happens all the time, and it's very upsetting because it throws off your TA. And what did I say before? What did Elliott Wave call? What did the AI say? And I didn't believe it. I was like, oh, that's not going to happen. What did it say?
It may just happen.
392. I guess,
yeah.
It's good to have all that stuff. Sometimes I wonder if I'm an idiot or a genius or somewhere in between. I think it's somewhere closer to idiot. But I just make these calls sometimes, and I don't follow through on them. And I don't know if are you a genius for making a call or for acting on the call? Because if the call's right and you don't make it, are you still as smart or are you a schmuck? That's my question. 394. Wait, did we just break it? Like I said, holy shit! I think we did. See now
we did break high of day.
390.64. I told you we were going to break high a day. All right, so let's see if this is a continuous trend. It's only 11, so we might see a fade. This is a lot of morning uptrend. I mean, Look at the DMA, dude. I'm not even going to get into what that is. That's the dullest moving ever. I'm not even going to get into the math behind that. I almost want to turn it off because I don't want to explain it, but it's so far down I can't even get to it. I have to start erasing stuff. Let's see. I think I have 1.6 simple ass chart. How me is that? Simple ass chart. Let's see what that even has. Wow, that does not look simple. That's what I labeled a simple chart.
14 indicators. Okay.
Oh, this is one of the ones that gives you the trades. I will figure out what this is and I will tell it to the listeners. I'm pretty sure this is something
even with
all right,
even with like stop loss levels.
Oh yeah, everything. Let's see. This is Market Liberator. Okay. This is all from my crypto days, dude, from like 3 years ago when I was getting all these things. So this is a paid indicator, but at the time when I got it, they were basically like, donate whatever you want. So I donated like $5 or like something cheap. I didn't want to be a dick, but at the same time, I wanted to get a monstrous deal. And like, I was looking at Martin indicators, which was like 300 a piece. So I think I threw them like $5-10, and they were cool. They were like, all right, cool. That's more than I normally get. So I was like, bro, stop letting people choose their donations. I really don't like that chart, so I'm going to erase it later. This is my DXY chart. I'm going back to what I like. I'm going to adjust it as we go, when I have more time to set up, or I'm like responsible and do it. That's so funny that he texted me with my question, with the answer to my question while we were going. Hold on 1 second, everybody. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. All right, so now we're fighting. I think we're going to come down just from the nastiness of that red candle. I think we're looking at a retest. Oh wow! I just got it. Ethereum is up 10.5% in the last 3 hours. Looks like they're both under their own CMAs and SMAs, though. So I do have a fourth screen and a fifth, I guess, and a sixth, technically. One's out of commission because, like I said, woke up super late, didn't sleep. It was giving me guff, so I just turned it off. I'm not trying to... That's my coffee machine. I don't know if you heard that or not. I do have another computer that's not hooked up to my other computers with Bitcoin and Ethereum real-time trades. And if you want the skinny on Bitcoin and Ethereum while it's going down across all exchanges, little tip, AGGR.trade. Type it into Google.
AGGR?
.trade. Oh!
.trade.
If you want to do that and tell the people what you see, our at the monies are 220s on the 391 side, 270s on the 390 side, so we have a clear bear bias.
What am I seeing actually? I see like real-time trades done by retail traders.
Yeah, that's across. Hold on.
Across multiple.
I gave our mutual friend my mouse for that computer, and now I'm like searching for it, and it's not there. And then I forgot that I let him. I guess I gave it to him, considering where we're at.
Okay, so I see real-time trades across multiple platforms.
Oh yeah, dude! Like, I showed that to some of my crypto groups, and they almost shit themselves.
Bybit. Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing. If you're trading Bitcoin or Ethereum, it's really an amazing resource. It's definitely something you should have up because it's showing you the real-time trades, the liquidations, the sizes, what exchanges they're coming from. You could set indicators now, which they couldn't do originally. It is amazing. It is amazing. I can't pull it over to show you people. You know what? Here. And I will type this in there without fear of anything coming up that I don't want you to see because I don't watch anything that I shouldn't be watching on this computer. That's for iPads. Everyone remember that. And I'm not alluding to anything. I'm not alluding to anything. If I slept, I probably wouldn't be saying shit like that. All right, so this is AGGR.trade. This is Bitcoin right now. There's one for Ethereum too. They do have a new one. I don't like it. That's why I come here. I'll show it to you. Maybe you'll like it. You can see the differences. It's a little bit more, I guess, badass, but I don't like change. Wow, is that 8:30? 13:30. I guess 13:30 is 1:30. I'm not sure what time frame they're on. This isn't set up, and I'm not going to take the time to do that on stream, especially when we're not looking at crypto. But if you are looking at crypto, AGDR.trade, huge. I'm going to go back because I don't like the new one. I like the old one because I'm used to it. Ooh, excuse me. It's really an amazing resource. I'm not going to flood it because we're paying attention to what we pay attention to. And I want to explain this to everyone for a second of why I'm just looking at SPY. I've determined from years of winning and years of losing that it's best to, and Bitcoin was my focus at one point. It's best to focus on one security and one vehicle for trading that security. Now, what does that mean? So for me, I'll tell you what that means. And I was having this conversation with my friend who works at a firm yesterday. I'm not going to say which one. You focus on one security and one vehicle and you master it. And I've decided that for me, the SPY, or, some places, my brother was actually calling it the spider, and I got mad, and I was like, it's SPY, and I corrected him like 15 times. I go back and look at my my Thinkorswim, it says SPDR on it, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's where he was getting it. So now I'm an asshole because I was correcting something that he was right. I guess they also call it that. I have to look. What is that? I guess that means S&P. I'm not sure what the DR means. Like, I don't know if that makes me an idiot or not saying that, but I don't really care. I know that
don't
the SPY,
need to know.
yeah, whatever. But yeah, it says SPDR and then S. I don't know what that's about, but it's the SPY. The SPY and the SPX. I don't know what SPDR is. In fact, let me look it up because I should know that shit if I'm telling people, or at least, talking about trading. SPDR versus SPY, since it's on my SPY chart. So let's see. SPY. Oh, it's just the same thing. The SPDR S&P 500 ETF SPY. So it's just the longest name in the history. Oh wait, no. SPY versus SPYD ETF comparison. Okay. But then I'm seeing what is the SPDR S&P 500 ETF and then SPY in parentheses, connotating that it's the same thing. All right. Am I losing my fucking mind here?
I also think it's the same thing.
Am I losing my fucking mind here? Is this the same thing or not the same thing? Someone. I mean, I'm showing you right here. Well, what's going on? Am I losing my fucking mind? I'm not sure. But listen, don't listen to me.
Don't worry.
I'm
Don't worry.
not telling you what to do trading wise. I'm just looking at charts. It's all right. All right. What is it? Go fuck yourself. I know what it is. We don't have time for that. All right. So it looks like we are really fighting on that last high a day, which makes me think. I mean, it's early. What am I looking at? Let's go back for a little bit.
But also the prime time is over now.
Prime time is over. Let's go look at a 5. Look at all that upward movement. Oh, God. The people that are looking to short that haven't short yet are wet right now. They're drooling. God, this is probably the spot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm taking a look at the pressure. It's pretty equal buy to sell. Looking at a 5-minute. Let's go to a 1 hour. Now that we have 1.5 hours on the books for the day. Oh, it's hitting hourly resistance. Isn't that interesting?
Is it?
Oh, and my AI isn't calling any higher. I forgot what indicator this is. When I do find out, I'll tell people. I think it's from another, I followed a lot of channels and got a lot of indicators over the years, and I don't know where half of them came from. But if I figure out where they're from, I will shout out the person. I'm pretty sure this guy ended up being a scammer, but I still got, I think I might have lost $100. I think he stole here's a story for you, bro. I was in a crypto group, and for whatever reason, and I had a good friend that I knew in real life that was in it, and he's like, bro, this guy's trading for us, da-da-da-da, and I'm like, I don't know. And I knew there was something wrong, and somebody gave this guy 20 Bitcoin. And he was trading for everybody.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, they gave him 20 Bitcoin. I was like, are you crazy?
What year was that?
This was 17, 16, 17, something like that. I was like, I wanted to be, at this point we were doing this for months. He gave us a bunch of really awesome indicators, blah, 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 blah. He was streaming all the time. I mean, you just wouldn't think it. But this just shows you how much scamming there is in crypto. He got everybody to go in on what was called whatever. I'm going to say his name. His name was Crypto Gang. Scumbag. Like, literal possible murder victim in the future for somebody. I did give $100 like a retard just to kind of be, you're not supposed to say that word. Oh, fucking well. Like a moron. Because I wanted to be like with the group and all that shit. And that was like his minimum. But I even said to my friend, I'm like, I think it was Kevin. I'm like, dude, this guy's, he's like, I'm in for 500 or 1,000. And I don't know, long story short, fucking dude disappeared. And I think at the time, those 20 Bitcoin was like, I want to say Bitcoin was at like.
So you said 2017. That was probably somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 per Bitcoin.
No, it was way more than that. I remember the guy was out. I might be getting the years wrong. Maybe it was 2018. Because I want to say it was between 100 and 200.
Skyrocketed.
It was 100.
It skyrocketed to 19,0und in December 2017.
Yeah, 17. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that's like when I was mining. Yeah, it was somewhere between $100,000 and $200,000. And I even said to the guy, I'm like, why would you give him all that? I'm like, are you nuts? Like, but
that is just
I guess
crazy.
But he was working with everybody for like a year. I lost $100. Blah blah. That's like a bad trade. But this guy lost 20 Bitcoin, 1111 angel numbers. If anybody is a weird person that looks at astrology stuff sometimes, I don't know.
Those are life savings.
Yeah. Oh, God. He's like, I'm going to sue him. I'm like, you're never going to find that dude. He never showed his face. He probably used VPNs. He gave us a lot of awesome indicators, which I use to this day. So in my mind, I paid $100 for like really cool indicators, and that's worth it. But that guy got wrecked. And then my friend never was like, hey, sorry, I brought you into a group with a scammer. But it's okay. He ended up being like, I don't know. I talked to him recently. He actually, we talked to him on a previous endeavor that I'm not going to talk about, but you actually even spoke to him, this person. He was the one that was building the websites that was teaching about crypto and wanted me to like do a mining course. He wanted to be, me to be like a teacher on there. And I'm like, dude, I don't have time to like, I mean, I guess I do, and I could. I was like, I guess it was more I'm not interested in like teaching about mining, especially when like crypto is at such a place. Like mining's not the move right now. Like you're better off buying. My rig hasn't been on. Oh God. And honestly, at this point with 1080s and 2080s and 2070s, it's probably useless. I have
probably,
yeah. I mean, I think I turned it on last month and I think it was doing like 50 cents and I wanted to cry. I was like, that's a $4,000 machine. Now, that being said, oh wow. Do I want to say how much it did more than it cost? I'll say that. It gave me back more Bitcoin than it cost. I'm not going to say how much. But it was worth it. The investment was you know what? Who gives a shit? It was about 3x. I made about 3 times that. So I made about 12 to 14 grand on
it's not bad at all.
Yeah, on 35. And, and then I had free heat when it was cold for like the 1 week.
Did you cash it out?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I sold that stuff a long time. Yeah, I was selling it. I was selling it as I made it. It was in the beginning.
That's good.
I was selling it as I made it. But and then it was also for trading. I would like build up. It wasn't that great, but I would build up. I don't know, 500,000 satoshis. Not a lot because there's 8 zeros in Bitcoin. That's 5 zeros, 6 zeros. So it's not that much. But it was good for trading. Really good. I never had to like send money in. I would just mine until I had enough and then send it into I ended up using BitGet at the end. I really liked it. Anyway, let's go back to what we're doing. I haven't seen anybody say anything. I've seen a few people come in. We've actually had a decent amount of people come in. They watched for a little while. They haven't stayed. I don't know if maybe. But if anybody has any suggestions of what they want to see, I mean, we're paying attention to SPY because, like I said, and I think I might not have finished the story, I think it's best to focus on an individual security and an individual vehicle. And what that means for me is I like to trade the SPDR. There it is right there in the corner, and I'm sitting there saying it doesn't exist. SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust. That is the SPY. I love trading the SPY and options. I don't mess with shares. I don't look at companies. You know, that's it. SPY options. And I feel once you master a single security in a single vehicle, that's when you expand. See, I started the opposite way. I got in crypto. Then I got in futures. Then I was doing commodities. Then I was doing stocks. Then I was doing options. Then I was, I quit options. I went back to stocks and blah, 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 blah. And I decided, stop looking. And I was so heavy on, what do you call it? Scanners. Oh man, I had trade ideas. That's like $2,000 a year. I had Benzinga. That was like $1,400. I mean, and literally finviz.com gives you like 60% of that information. So that's a huge thing to note. Finviz.com if you're trading stocks in general.
Yeah, that's an amazing webpage.
And you don't they give you so much for the free version that when I paid for it, because I paid for it once just to see, you got barely anything more. I mean, a little bit more, and it was a little bit more customizable, but look at this. Are you kidding me? And Webull, too. Between Finviz and Webull, I was looking at it, and I'm like, I'm paying thousands of dollars for the same shit that Finviz and Webull just gives you. Look at this, man. This is just, what does this remind you of? Something that has only room to go down. That's all I'm seeing. I'm seeing a bunch of.
What did you say?
I said I'm just pointing at Finviz. Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
I just said, what does these remind you of? And I just said something with a lot of room to go down. And these look like rising. I mean, somewhat. They're not exactly from what I'm looking. Just from these little weak ass charts. But that's rising wedge situation. And what happens in a rising wedge? We fall.
At some point,
we fall.
It turns, yeah.
Same as a falling wedge. And wedges are some of the most, I want to say, accurate. Ooh, excuse me. Accurate of the patterns. Some of the most reliable of the patterns. Like, I don't know what the mathematics is on it, but I want to say like 90% of the time it's doing. If it's in a falling wedge, it's going up. If it's in a rising wedge, it's going down. On, depending on your time frame. Now that is. All right, this is ugly. I would like to. I don't want to cut anything else out, but it does make the chart very confusing. But if anybody has any questions, if anybody's watching has any questions about what any of this means, I'm using. It says 22, but I only have. I don't even need that. Actually, we'll leave tired candle. Tired candles from that scammer too. ZZ Manual's from that scammer, and actually ZZ Manual is the AI that predicts the price. So we'll see how.
Oh, I see.
It's pretty good. Where is it? ZZ Manual. So I turn it on, that disappears. So that's actually a lot. That's taking a lot of screen space. I'm just gonna turn it off. I don't really need their predictions. VWAP. VWAP is a non-starter. You need VWAP. There's people that only use VWAP. I'll put it to you that way. VWAP you need. If you're above VWAP, it's literally akin to point of control. More important even. Literally, that's your uptrend. Below VWAP, like that's your daily. That's your uptrend to your downtrend. If you're looking at your 1 minute, like you're above VWAP, you're in an uptrend. You're below it's you can go into it more, but that's the gist of it. Above, up. Below, down. And my VWAP, if you see orange on my charts, it's always orange. I try to have uniformity because I have so many different programs. So I try to at least. Oh, this is looking like it wants to break the high again.
You think so?
I mean, actually, you know what? I'm looking at a screen nobody can see. Hold on, let me. Sometimes I do that and I forget what people are looking at, or I did when I was streaming before. I haven't streamed in what, God, 11 months now, maybe more. I don't know actually. Like I said, we had such monstrous growth so early, and then we broke high of day. What was it, 3 times? So here was the major move. Well, here was the high, and then it immediately... But no, this isn't... Where am I missing? So the day started here. But we had a huge jump at 8:30 in pre-market. High of day was here. Broke it here, but then got rejected. Broke it here, went for continuation. Stopped there. Went down. Broke it again. And it looks like we're just kind of sideways. I don't know. See, okay, so I'll tell you my my thought process. We're hanging around so close. Normally, if we were like over here, I'd be like, I don't know if this is going to keep going. But we're hanging around. We're hanging on this trend line support. I mean, and consistently hitting it. And I have 2 things. I have 2 indicators calling for support right there. So that's double... To me, that's double confirmation that that's a trend line. If I have 2 indicators calling it, 2 computers decided that. We are on resistance in the middle of 2 heavy ones, 2 very heavy resistances, because these are by time frame. So here's a little bit longer time frame of resistance, and it's converging with your 1-minute resistance. And why do I call it the 1-minute resistance? Because right here, it says 1 minute R, and that's what that means. 1-minute resistance. I could show anybody where that is. Pretty sure that's free. That's another free indicator. I don't think any of these are paid. Maybe some of them. But I haven't paid for one in a very, very long time. That was during my beginning indicators. You know, I think I've been through every one. Because anything that'll give you an edge. And why wouldn't you want that? You know, I don't have order flow like they have at hedge funds, so I need everything I can get. Honestly, I think it's going to break it. I think it's going to break it, and I think it's going to break it soon. So, oh, what's this? All right, so 390.69 we need to break right now. I think this is what's about to happen. So let's watch. I'm going to shut my mouth for a minute. 390.66. Wow, it's almost like somebody saying it. Heavy buy volume and the DXY going down. Keep your eyes there too. DXY is going down. It's got to break 16. This says 68 and Ameritrade says 69. It's like, fucking choose something. It's going to break it. I'm just going to put this right there. Because it's going to go over that. It's going to be a big one, too. Oh, we're over the midline. We're over, oh my God. We're over 3 points of resistance. We're over the midline. Here's your midline on your linear regression, which is linear aggression at this point. I don't know. Or we're going to see if, would I call it a triple top? No. Or we're going to see a double top. I don't think so. I think we're going to see a break. Oh, we just broke it. Okay. I shouldn't say I think I'm going to see a break. I'm seeing a break. 390.85 is now your new high of the day. Do we continue? Let's move in close. Oh, shit. Let's back that out. Anyone, I do apologize to anyone that doesn't like that I curse. At the same time, fuck you. Don't watch it then. It's fine. We don't have... We've had 7 viewers max. If you don't like cursing, I'm not going to change. It's part of my personality. You know, I'm not making fun of any groups or anything, so I should be allowed to throw a curse out. What do you think, my man? Should I be allowed to curse?
I mean, it's part of your personality,
right?
Just
You
like
you know me for.
I got to know you that way, and
exactly.
I love it.
If I didn't curse, would it sound weird? Probably, right?
It would.
If I said like like mollywop or some shit like that, like, would you be like, bro, what's wrong with you?
I would ask you what if there's something wrong. Yeah.
So we are looking at a bunch of red indicators calling for a down. And obviously we're seeing it there. I don't know. I got to be honest. My gut says we break. We already broke it once. But is that a double top, basically? Technically not a double top because it kind of broke through. I like double tops to be nice and neat and just kind of dink, dink. This one broke through. This one tried to break through. Kind of making a trend. But I don't know. There's still power here. Stochastic calling for a down. But look at all this green volume. Look at all this green volume. I should probably get rid of this moving average on top of my volume. It's just kind of... But I can't even get to volume. It's so far down. I'll have to do it later. I don't want to deal with that on stream. Shit. All right, there we go. I'm going to say, ooh, oh no. Oh, it's not liking it. Midline's going to try to support it. Will it break through the midline? Will it break through the mid? I still think it might break it again. I don't know. It's just been one of those days, and it's still early. I feel like fades happen like noon because they always say lunch. Everybody's leaving for lunch. I've seen crazy moves happen all through lunch. So, you know, traders aren't just taking lunch at 12 because you think they are, you know, over in Wall Street.
No, of course they're not.
And a lot of those guys aren't even doing shit like this. They're making monstrous orders. They're having their assistant making it. And then, you know, they're not even looking. I think everybody really kind of underestimates what Wall Street truly is. They're dudes in offices. Have you ever worked in an office? It's like the same thing, except there's a lot of computers. And like they're not screaming and going on the floor. Yeah, I'm sure on the floor. It's weird, but like who knows how long that dinosaur is gonna be around? You know, I mean, it has, you know, it's more of a tradition. And what's this? I just have a feeling it's gonna break up again. I'm gonna call. All right, so we have strong resistance at 70, strong resistance at 86, which I think is our high. Our high is 85 according to... All right, both charts are in agreement. I'm going to say... Let's see. Oh, the volume's starting to be crappy. I don't know. My gut says that we break it again. I could be wrong. A lot happens at this midline, man. I mean, depending on what side of it you're on, a lot happens at this midline.
Mm-hmm.
The midline is basically like the linear regression's version of VWAP. Like, you know shit's happening when you're around VWAP. And that's volume-weighted average price. I'm not calling myself without papers, because I am Italian. But that's VWAP. Probably, I would say probably the most popular indicator in the world. RSI probably next. But I know traders that will not use an indicator. They just have a VWAP. That's it. I don't know how you do that. Just knowing that you're in an up or down trend. And I wouldn't feel cool putting money on the line, doing it with just that. But I guess that's what happens when you become next level. You just need VWAP. But I mean, yeah. I get it, you know? Like, I'm not trying to go long under this line, you know? Like, if you're going long, you want... But you also have to realize, just know this. This is always trying to get back here. Volume-weighted average price. This wants... There's almost like a magnetic force. And if it's down here, it wants that too. Now, what does it want to do when it's around there? That really depends on the situation. But for whatever reason, this eventually wants to say hi to this guy during the day. He just wants it. Doesn't matter what you're looking at. He just wants to get there. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens later in the day. But normally, I would say most days, most just regular trading days, nothing crazy, you're going to see a portion of it above and a portion of it below. It just depends which section. You might start the day below, and then the half of the day you're above. Or you start the day above, and then the other half of the day you're below. And then maybe you're just all one or the other, depending on the trend. But, Usually I would see you see both in a day, which is kind of why it's the average price, I guess, right? That makes sense. So,
Yeah, it does.
all right, so what are we looking at? So we're at 11:30. Oh, what's happening right now? Kind of looks like it's trying to break high a day. So we got to break 85. We are way above point of control. We are way above VWAP. We are above trendline resistance. We are above support. RSI is turned back up, even though it is overbought to hell. Let's see what's going on with Mac. What are you doing, Mac? Why are you so wide and not fitting on my screen? I don't know. MACD wanted to turn, and now buy pressure came in, so buy pressure turned back up. Yeah, MACD is wonky as shit today. Let's look at the DXY.
Yeah.
DXY going down, so what does that mean? Up. DXY going down, up. DXY going up, down. So we'll see. Linear regression, still doing its job, and doing its jobs well. Doing its job well. Really holding our ranges tight. Always recommend linear regression. And you could also do it, it's somewhere in here. You could do it like yourself. Let's see. Oh, I'm so tired. I don't remember where anything is. Fibs, blah, blah, blah. It's in there somewhere. Probably this. Linear regression? Anywhere? Anywhere? Triangle pattern? No, not that one.
Nope.
Maybe you can't. I'm pretty sure you can. I think maybe it's even up here. Regression trend. So there it is. So that's how you do it just by yourself. Like you just want to...
Found it by the...
And then see? So that's how you just do it. I'd rather just have the computer do it. Why waste
Oh, okay.
time?
At the line tools.
By
I
the
see.
way, what just happened? I'm just wondering what just happened. It's almost like someone said.
It's almost like someone said that it would happen. What just happened? Did we just break high a day again?
Oh my God, we did.
390.108. Oh my God, is Elliott Wave right? Are we gonna see 392? I didn't. How like
B.
I was like, bullshit, Motive Wave. We're not gonna see that. I don't know, man. Now I'm seeing like every way. Oh God, let's just get that off there. Wow. Listen, and it's funny. I have a channel, not a channel, a thread, a text thread with some people from college. Most are younger than me. I was a go back at an older age, so they're most like lower 20s. And I'll say something, and then they'll talk in like whatever fucking child lingo, like, "Yo, that shit's." I honestly can't even think of a good word to make fun of right now. But they'll be like, "Oh, yo, that's sus as fucked," and I'll be like, "You're fucking loser, number one. Shut up." But they'll be like, "Oh, what did they say?" They're like, "Elliott Wave's bullshit." I'm like, "I don't know. It's pretty fucking accurate when I use it." I was like, "How much money do you have, poor 21-year-old? Shut your fucking mouth. Tell me that Elliott Wave is bullshit. You've been trading all of 3 months. Been looking at this shit for a fucking decade. Go fuck yourself. Tell me that Elliott Wave is bullshit." Yeah. Does it not always go that way? Yeah. Does it follow? Is every indicator 100%? No. Is any indicator 100%? No, never. Shut up. God, children are so opinionated. When I say children, I mean like you 21, 20, 19. And you might be watching. That's cool. And I want you to watch. But don't fucking talk shit to me. Don't talk shit to me when I'll say this. I'm at least a decade older than you. I've been doing this at least a decade longer. And I'm not looking for your respect. I'm not one of those, I'm old, respect me. Or I'm older. I'm not going to say old. I'm older, respect me. I think respect should be earned. But don't fucking talk until you know for sure. Don't be like, "Oh, this or that." It's like, bro, have you done the research, or did you see one video where one YouTuber said it? Because I even asked him, I'm like, "Why do you think that?" He's like, "I don't know. Somebody said it." I'm like, "Oh, Jesus." I feel like I'm watching one of those fucking red pill videos where they're like, "Oh, why do you think that, I don't know, Andrew Tate's an asshole?" They're like, "Oh, I saw a 7-second video." And it's like, oh, God. The mindless sheep at it again. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that because then who knows. But we are at the top of our linear regression, and I got to be honest, Lots of green buy pressure. I don't see any sells. Well, looks like we have a clear shot. Let's get deep in there so we can see it better. Yeah, I'm seeing all green.
Yeah, me too.
It's got to break this regression top right here. So we're getting some resistance from that trend line of the linear regression. Will we break again? What's our high? 391.53?
53, yeah.
God, I don't know if we have a fifth one in us. I think we do, actually. All right, I'm going to say we do. I think at least the 53. I don't know how much follow through. All right, it's 54 on on Thinkorswim. I just looked to the right. I don't know. See, here's the thing. I'm on 1 minute on Thinkorswim. I'm on 1 minute on TradingView. I got two red candles on TradingView. You know what? Maybe it's because they're Heikinashis. Let's see. Hold on. Yep. Yeah. All right. I'm a dick. They're different because I have different candles. That's why they're different. Or the main reason. There's a few, like sometimes the price is a little off, but.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
It looks like, did we break? All right, we hit 354.
No, we didn't break.
I think the shorts are coming out. I think the puts and the shorts, well, probably more puts because if you're shorting SPY, then you're using a shitload of money with those shares. So I'm going to say that that's puts.
Are we kind of in no man's land right now with the volume profile?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think a lot of people expected a continuation this This was just like, look at this. This is not a regular day. Like, CPI, huge pop, which you would think would fade, especially with, people have such, I feel like short sellers are just way more jumping on shit than long buyers. But so we did have that initial little drop, but it just didn't hold, and then it just popped, and then a little bit of a retrace, and then pop, and then retrace, pop, retrace, pop. And we just made a new high of the day at 53, 54 on Ameritrade. Jesus God, it's still showing strength. Oh my God. Dude, are we going to see 390 fucking 4 today? What is going on? This is pretty. I should be taking some of these. By the way, AMC, our apes out there, which I still own a good amount, at 612. What was it? Wasn't it like $5 a couple days ago? Was that 7? I remember that on Friday because I'm like, oh,
I'm not sure.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, with all that paper hand, let me just say something. Stop with the squeeze shit. Just stop. Stop with the ape squeeze shit. Stop. Listen, I was an ape. I've held GameStop. I still have GameStop and AMC for fucking like 2 years now. So I don't want to hear dick about paper hands or any of that shit. You can go fuck yourself. But let me tell you this. Squeeze, those were very unusual circumstances. And by the grace of God, you got a second one. I think we hit 77. I'm not even going to look at it because I really don't give a fuck. But I don't think it's happening again. They're not going to leverage themselves. Melvin Capital fucking got liquidated. They fucking went out. You took down hedge funds. You did it. But stop trying to do it again. They're not going to put themselves in. They're not going to expose themselves to that. You're not going to have 140% short interest again. It's just not going to happen. If it does happen, you fucking buy that stock because it's going to blow the fuck up because then we'll see it again. I don't know, man. I'm seeing strength. I just see strength. I don't know why. Look at this. This is such wonky bullshit. What goes up?
About to break again, huh?
It's what goes up must come down. Just kidding. It goes up again. Up, but then it goes down. Oh, it must come down. Up again. Oh, must come down. Up again. Must come down. Up again. It's going to break it. It's going to break it. Oh, my fucking God.
It did.
It just broke it. 57. 57. When will this stop? That's the question. If you're long in anything right now, if you have options, calls,
And they're like 0 or 1 day I mean, if you're 1 day DTE, maybe you're waiting for tomorrow. But I got news for you. I mean, sometimes there's continuations on days like this. When you see continuous pops like this, oh wow, linear regression is literally moved with that. When you see continual pops like this, I don't know if you're going to see them the next day. It's just not, it's not usual. It's not usual.
Also, oftentimes you find Fridays being bearish.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, for the most part, I would say that.
Just on the average.
Yeah, on the average, I think you are correct. Fridays are normally a bearish day. Yeah, and this kind of movement, and like, what's behind this? I guess, like, how is this continuous movement from, screw you, Market Watch. I mean, I guess a lot of stuff came out. I mean, they're not super impressive.
I mean, we're still in the big earnings period.
Yeah, these aren't super impressive numbers. And like everyone, like forget the news, all right? Because we all know there's a lot of horse shit going on over there. Oh my God, we're gonna see 392 today. I'm gonna say it right now. We're gonna see 392 today. Holy shit, Elliott Wave was right. Oh my God. Let me show you something. Remember how I was like, oh yeah, that's not happening? Yeah. Okay. Elliott Wave's bullshit. Shut the fuck up, you fucking Z-Lennial dickhead. You know shit. And I gotta be honest, I'm super immature. I have a lot of friends in that age range. So I'm not downing your group, but some of you motherfuckers, some of you young motherfuckers yap shit. And like, I'm even talking about teenagers. They'll be like, oh, well, this and this. I'm like, bro, you've been alive all about, like, I got fucking boxers your age, bruh. All right, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration. But you know what? How about this? Be a year. Just give me 1 year of solid trading and then start talking. That's it. And then do a little research. Cause like, and then when I say some shit, don't fucking give me some gay fucking, oh, look at me fucking being politically incorrect. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. Don't give me some fucking gay bullshit like, oh man, yo man, Elliott Wave, man, that's bullshit, man. It's like, oh, is support and resistance bullshit too? Is VPVR resistance or EMA's resistance? Do you even fucking know what any of those things are? Shut up. Fucking child. You threw money at the wall, got lucky. Listen, if you fucking bought stocks in 2020, after March, it went up. It didn't matter what stock. You pick it, throw it at the wall. It went up. Everybody started then and thinks they know what the fuck they're doing. And like, that's cool. But like, just don't be downing what other people are doing, especially people that have been trading fucking 5x what you have. Like, are you kidding? I was salty about it, but not a dick. I wasn't like, shut up, you fucking tiny dick. But like, I showed him like 3 or 4 things where I was like, well, here's 4 examples just today where it worked. And they're like, oh, well, maybe I'll look into it. I'm like, yeah, maybe you will. Why don't you say it's bullshit again before you even know what it is? I don't know. I know I went off on a tangent there, but I fucking hate that. Oh, I saw a thing once where they said that, so I'm going to repeat that opinion. It's like, you're the problem, bro. Like, you are literally the problem. It's like, hey, man, don't talk about problems. You are one. You're a problem. All right, anyway, I don't want to be negative because now my sleeplessness is showing. All right, so I don't know.
Dear night trader, isn't all of technical analysis just astrology?
What? Astrology?
Astrology for men?
No. I think no, not at all. I think technical analysis is price action for me.
This is not coming from me. I somewhere saw a meme.
Oh, someone said that? Well, you want to know why they said that? Because they use moon phases. And I got to be honest, I had a chart where I was like, let me look at this moon. All right, there's too much shit going on here. Maybe I could erase all this. Let's go even quicker and just new layout. All right, that's good. All right, so let's look.
It's weird, dude. Give me 1 second. I need to mute for 1 second. Oh my God, we've been going for almost 2 hours. Amazing. All right, hold on 1 second for me, brother. I'm going to get the moon phases out before I'm not going to say what I'm doing.
Okay.
But I'm doing something. Hold on 1 second. And
Exciting.
let me see if I could just have them in the, let me go to a daily. A daily really shows it. Here, this is going to be.
There is a moon phases indicator?
Yeah, dude, this is going to be weird. This is going to be weird. I want you to look at this.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go mute for a second. So this is day, so obviously maybe we don't even need. Let's go like an hour, see if we could. I mean, maybe here. I don't know. Look at that. I'm going to put the day back on for you. Because I am going to be AFK for about, I want to say 30 seconds, maybe less.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really see much.
What is this showing us?
I don't know. It seems like bullshit to me. Hold on. I'm going AFK 1 second.
Yep.
Oh, and you know what? Just so, if you can do me the favor of maybe Googling moon phases as an indicator and maybe talking for a second about it. But like I said, I will be back in 15 to 30 seconds.
Yep.
I am back, and there is no reason I am coughing. This is clearly because of a cold that's coming on. Jesus Christ. That is a delicious cold. A delicious, delicious cold. I recommend it. Okay.
I'm reading the first article I found on this indicator.
I mean, God, I don't know. That's a few.
Lunar buy-sell strategy primarily focuses on buying stocks on the new moon and selling them during the next full moon.
So which one?
You will need to sell the stocks in 14 to 16 days.
What? The fuck? So is this the new moon and that's the what moon? What's the other moon?
The new moon and
What was that meme going around? I feel like I need a white girl with a nose ring to tell me what planets are making me sad. And then somebody in the comments is like, newsflash, it's Earth.
new moon and the next full moon.
So which one's what? Is this the new moon and that's the full moon? Are you looking? I don't know which one's what. Yeah, I don't know. This seems pretty.
Yeah,
like,
I also don't know which one is.
I mean, I guess it feels like there's correlation on a Heikinashi. Let's see on a candle.
I guess that's just
this actually is
where they put the moons.
Yeah, this is by day. So, all right, so I get a fucking full moon or whatever. So I'm supposed to know that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm already a week out. So now I got to wait another day or 2 more days. And then there's a flush. So I have
at
to
one
wait.
of them you buy it and you sell at the next.
Oh, I guess you buy on these. And then you sell on these? I mean, that would make sense.
You buy at the end of
Buy, sell,
the blue ones.
Buy, so you'd buy here, and then you would
You
sell
buy
on
here
a,
and you sell
would sell
at
on
the
a,
next.
Yeah, on a monstrous. So let's fucking unpack that for a second because I'm just noticing.
Okay.
So here we go. So so what candle is this even on? Because this is a daily, right? They happen
daily, yeah.
in a day, right? So like this is
Yeah.
horseshit. So which candle is this bitch under? Are we under this candle or are we under this candle? So I'm already irritated with the accuracy, you cocksucker. Give me a fucking
Friday,
arrow.
okay.
I'm not calling you a cocksucker. I'm talking to whoever made this.
Yeah,
They're
I
just
know.
fucking with people. So it looks like they bought on this day. Okay. And then here's the next moon where they would sell for a monstrous loss. All right. So that was stupid. All right. So look at this. So we're buying here, right? This is where you buy? on
No,
this candle, and then
I'm not
here-
sure which one is the buy
Well, I mean,
signals.
it looks overwhelmingly like the bottom ones are the buy signals, like buy, and then it goes up, buy, it goes up, buy, kind
Right,
of goes
okay.
up, crashes. So that's what I was taking, is that mostly that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But then I looked and I'm like, but what if you're just a rook and you're like, hey man, fucking, I'm a Taurus, like I'm a Libra, so I'm like gonna like buy on the moon phases or whatever. Do you want to hit this? Like, okay, bro. Like, I take LSD before I like play the stock market because it like it makes it like so I can like see into the minds, bruh. I can like see into the minds of the. Sorry, I'm just making fun for no reason. At this point.
You should also only buy your shares from a Sagittarius.
Yes. If it's not a Sagittarius, you're completely fucking up. All right, well, this seems like a coincidence, but I don't know. There's a lot of weird shit. Who else was talking about, oh, you know what? I was watching about there being a blood moon during the midterms, which I believe meant absolutely dick, because I think it was like half and half. And like everybody was saying there was going to be a red wave, but it was just like 50-50. I don't even know. It doesn't even look like anything changed. And I'm not going to give out my thoughts on that, but let's just say I wouldn't say it's awesome. All right, this is actually making me dumber to look at, so I'm gonna go ahead and fucking X that out. Leave. Yeah, that's, I don't know. I wouldn't use moon phases. I didn't see. I mean, I saw
maybe
some
not.
like it kind of looked like it, but I don't know. But like I was saying before, they do say something like, I guess on the full moon, there's a lot of police activity and there's a lot of babies being born. And it's just like, I don't want to hear that shit. By the way,
Being made.
by the way, just to interrupt, it looks like we're in a rising wedge calling for a fall. And even the computer is calling for a fall to 390.78. We are currently at 391.53. So it's currently looking for an 80, 50, 60, 75 cent drop. I mean, depending on where you're at. Roughly 75 cent drop from where we are right now. That's what it's looking for. I don't see that happening. 75 cent drop on a day with a major uptrend? Possible. Not in one candle, I don't think. Shit, but you never know. Anything could happen in a minute.
Likely,
I
but,
would see us stopping at 391. At least 391, and then because even though this is part of the rising wedge, it's also a trend line. Here's the top of your rising wedge. This is why I like keeping, and I'll show you guys this indicator right now, free indicator, triangle and wedges finder. Totally fucking worth it, man. It doesn't do it too much, but like when there's, and honestly, when I was looking, I didn't pick it up. And I usually am the first one. I'll pick it up sometimes before it because of like what's happening like at the time, but I didn't see this. So that's why this is great. And that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to fall right now. It literally has this range. But they normally don't make it past, I want to say, where is it starting? So I consider the starting point where the top and bottom converge, and that's going to be on this candle. Because that's where the computer decided to start it. So I would say normally about 75 to 80% in is where it happens. It looks like it's already starting to happen. And this actually, even this candle, just looking at it makes me think it's going to happen on like soon. It's already becoming a doji. Let's see, we're back up. USD at 108. MACD's is giving a buy signal on the next tick. RSI's turning red on the next tick. Ooh, MACD just did a little bit of a juke. I hate that. MACD, this multi-time MACD, and this is a really good one. This is Chris Moody's. Chris Moody makes sick indicators for free. If you're on TradingView, look up Chris Moody's indicators. You will find a ton of really good indicators that are totally free. Let's see. Up here, it's might be starting, but I mean, this is I mean, we're guaranteed to at least a 30-cent drop, I think. And let me see. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's under. So like if you see all green, you know that is a super supportive area. Because, like, there's no cells coming in. Like, it's just going to hit nothing but buy orders. So what happens? I mean, outside of fuckery, which is constant. But if, nobody's on the button, oh, what's happening right now? Oh, it's fighting the point of control, which looks like it just came under. Oh, the point of control just told me to go screw myself. But I think it's just going depending on where I place it. Watch, it moves up. Yep. So get a little bit closer. The point of control is actually right there. Because this is actually where you should be looking. I'm always just moving it around because I'm a psychopath with 200,000 indicators and a brain that goes in 9 different directions. But it does help for being somewhat entertaining sometimes, to at least my friends. I don't know about on stream. We'll see. This is the first time I'm behind a mic in, a year. How are we doing so far? How are you feeling about the stream, my man? As a new Night Trader crew member. How are you feeling about it? Are you having fun?
I do have fun. It feels kind of casual, like chilling out with you all the time.
Because we have, and what the audience doesn't know is that we have a business that we are partners in with another partner that is busy right now. And so we have meetings and they go for God. The problem with our business meetings that they're 90% us talking about everything that isn't business in the world. I mean, we touched like 150 topics in like a 5. We'll be on the phone, 3 of us, for like 5 hours, just, bullshitting about whatever. And I gotta be honest, every single time one person, and it's usually me or our other partner, not you specifically, that say, we should be making a podcast out of this because we just touched like 80 things that I see people talking about, and I think his perspective as well, because he brings because he studies it, even to a greater level than I do. I just think there's so much opportunity there. So who knows, maybe he'll come on this, maybe we'll do a podcast. The sky's the limit. I definitely want to get on it soon though, because I feel like a monstrous depression's coming on soon. But you know what? That's actually going to be good for YouTube, just like COVID, believe it or not. But the problem is that, 86% of children now between like 8 and 18 or 8 and 15 or some shit like that want to be YouTube influencers. So I'm just like, eek. I'm not going to say how old I am, but, I'm a good decade older or more than your average teenager. So
New high of day, by the way.
Huh? Oh,
new high of day.
New high of day again. Oh my God. Is that
again?
How many is that? 6? And by the way, as I was talking shit about the thing that I invested $2,000 in because of how accurate it was, that it's never accurate. But Elliott Wave's bullshit, bro. Is it? I was wondering that because these were like there before, dick. Is it? Is it not accurate? I don't know. Looks pretty accurate to me, dude. And like I didn't even believe it before, like because it was calling this over here. So I don't know. Just goes to show you. That like there's a lot of good technical analysis. But you know what? My friend had a very this rising wedge isn't acting the way it should. So actually, I just want to note that this shouldn't be holding. So I want to point that out. Actually, that's very important. This shouldn't be holding. Why is that? We're on a 1 minute. Okay, I'm making sure. Let me just double check. By the way,
yeah, we are.
I have not looked. All right. Okay, great. I did not look at the stream screen once to see if it was like working or if anybody was watching. Like I don't even have it on screen. I had to actually close something to open it. Probably something I should pay attention.
Broke above 392.
Did we? 392.04.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh man, this is amazing. This is yeah, CPI, man. I mean, that's what it is. If you're ever wondering, I mean, this is your go-to, like, for every beginner, because, you know, that's the whole point of Night Trader, or that's what the point was Night Trader when I started it last year, was beginner trading, which actually is one of my favorite YouTubes is beginner trading. I want to say John London is his name. I don't know. Sometimes he gives off a dick vibe, but like fucking super smart, super on point. Really good dude to watch. Hate to say it because he's doing it at the same time I am, but I got to give props where props is due because I'm just not an asshole. All right, so whenever there's huge moves, you just got to take a look at marketwatch.com/economy-politics/calendar and go ahead and just memorize that. You don't need to write that down. marketwatch.com/economy-politics/calendar, not a problem. That's where you find what's going on, and this is what happened. And I got to be honest, if you go, let me just get these out of the way because they're... So here's your median forecast, your previous, and then your actual. Normally, when there's not that much of a difference, I guess, you know what it is? Why we did so well? Because before I was like, well, these aren't that awesome, or even good, but they're close to forecast, like, and sometimes that's bad. Sometimes if it's not exactly forecast, it's bad. But the market really loved it. I didn't see a huge change because, like, and my point by saying that is that if this is the forecast, it's already in. This is already what people think is going to happen. So, little under. I mean, you know, what are you going to do? It's really not that crazy. Like, it's so, but it was, you know, it was with expectation. And huge jump. So I don't see them as amazing. Like, they didn't blast expectations, but they, you know, around. Not awesome. But yeah, so that's what happened. And we're just continuing to move. And the dollar is not doing great. Let's actually look at the dollar chart. Yeah, the dollar took a dump, obviously, when we went up, because that's just how that relationship works. There's way too much shit on here. Yeah, even I'm looking at this like, ugh. I almost want to take them all off. Off. Oh, that's another one from the scammer. Scamming piece of shit. Alright, we don't need that. This is like totally too much. TDH, Trend Direction Helper is a really good one, though. Wow, I can't even get to the other ones. That's the one thing I will say about Ameritrade. If you're a indicator whore like I am, and give yourself out for free on the first date to way too many indicators, you can't even get to the other ones. You literally have to erase them to erase them. Like, I can't even check this one. Like, even closing it out, and it's not like this is a small monitor. Like, this was a 50-inch. I put that in the other room, and this is now a 32-inch. But I guess that doesn't matter on your end. But, you know, like, I can't even get to these. So, like, what are these? If you hover over, it should show me. Hold on, I'll come back. There we go. DMA, which is the Dulles moving average, line regression, swing. Yeah, a bunch of good stuff, but I can't get to it, so I don't even know. I'm just going to get rid of everything. I'm going to try to start trading, like, with very little. Oh, this actually I like BF because that's the, I think that's these resistance and support lines. I feel like, I don't know, what do you think, from the time that you've been trading, what do you think what's your favorite indicator and why?
That's a good question. I had a similar journey like you, like watching a lot of videos, seeing all these dudes using a bunch of different indicators I didn't even hear of, trying them all out, and now I'm kind of back to basics. Pretty much the ones that Hamed uses. RSI, MACD, and Bollinger Bands. And of course VWAP.
It's funny because a lot that's like what basically most professional traders use. I wouldn't consider myself a professional trader. I mean, do I not? I mean, because I'm kind of working right now. And like I said, I haven't even streamed in a year. But it's like, you want to know why? I guess it's because it became my only source of fun. I didn't see it as like work. And I don't mean streaming, just like charting. Oh my God. Oh my fucking nerd. Oh my fucking God, I'm a nerd. Holy shit, I just realized it. Because I fucking love charts. I love, but I it's not like I love, fucking Excel spreadsheets. Don't fucking throw me there. But I just love charting. I don't know why. I just, I like figuring out. And the more you stare,
they're kind of beautiful.
You know what's funny? And it's really not about the beauty. You know what it is for me? I'm realizing I love staring at like the current candle and like trying to figure out just on that little line. So like, let me just zoom in on it now so you could, are you watching on your screen?
Yeah.
All right. So like this little line right here, like just from the way that moves, that's like my new thing I've noticed I've been doing. Like I fucking zoom in on the current 1 minute and I'm just like, what's that gonna do? And I'm trying to like, I don't know, fucking Jedi mind trick. Just like, all right, well, I feel like that's going to go down now just from the way that made itself a doji right then. A doji is where you have a very thin... Boom! Boom, bitch! What's up? So anyway, I way overreacted right there. I apologize for everybody who just had their volume up or the no one that's actually watching currently. I'm not sure. But yeah, like that's the new thing. Like I like watching the candles movement to try to figure out what's going to happen next. And... I don't know. Did that kind of work? It kind of worked, right?
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, that was real time. I was looking at this one, right? I mean, I just want to give myself a little confidence boost for the day. I know it's pathetic. I'm sorry, people.
All good.
Some guys needs reassurance too sometimes. It looks like it's going to break through the support. I think this is where our fade for the day starts. And at 12:05. Exactly when I said it was like a stereotype. Not a stereotype. That's not the right word. But like everyone, 12 o'clock, everybody sells before they go to lunch. Well, I don't know if we're going to have another high of day. Let's see.
What?
These are powerful. I mean, in comparison, I don't know. You know what I noticed? I think, and it's all about the nuances of everything. That ripped through that support like nothing. Like even the body. Like, yeah, it was wicked for, a good 30 seconds. And I don't know, maybe if I rewound back, it didn't happen exactly like that. Like I said, I'm working on 3 hours sleep, besides other things. And, oh, wow, but look at this. Did this repaint? This ZZ manual. I wish I can give you access to this. You could try to find it.
Which one is that?
It's this. I literally can't find it.
Like what does it show on your screen?
Honestly, all it does is basically call a general area. So, all right. So if you see me, this is it. See it?
Okay.
So, all right, but there's the other thing. My understanding, because literally this was from that scammer, so I don't have an explanation of what the fuck it is. But I know that is where it thinks the price is going to go, and then the box is normally the range. But like we saw a second ago, the box was all the way over here, and this was over here. So I guess it just took a minute it was waiting for it to close to like do its calculations. But I have found that it is accurate enough to keep on. And that's the problem, is that I found that 22 indicators are accurate enough to keep on. Now, I don't necessarily need these or even have these, but like, here's another if you're lazy. Because fib retracement is really good if you're like trying to figure out. But like I said, I mean, I probably could go, I think I used to have, yeah, I guarantee that's not what that says. You know what that is? A simple chart newest. That's a bill in Congress. So that's the clean water bill. And it's about fucking making the water dirtier. Like, it's called the clean water bill, but it's about making the water dirtier. And that's exactly the equivalent analogy of what a simple chart is. I guarantee you there's 679 indicators on this. Let me click this. All right, 8. I consider 8 a small amount. It's actually...
Yeah, I mean...
It's not that noisy, really. I mean, this looks like a Bollinger Band. I know because... Oh, well, I normally make the bottom green. But is that a shade of green? I bet it is when we go into it.
Kinda does, yeah.
I bet
Yeah,
it-
that must be the
That's
Bollinger.
green. You fucker. That's more teal. Because it confused me. I'm like, is that green? Because I'm like, that's green. So is that green if this is green? Like, are these the same color? I don't know. They're definitely hues.
Ish.
But that's teal. That's green/blue. But I don't, well, is there green and blue? I know green and blue are both primary colors. So, yeah, I guess there is green and blue. What am I saying? Because isn't that yellow? Pretty sure green and blue is yellow. Hold on. Let me see if I am number one.
You mean in computer graphics? Yeah.
I mean just like in life. I think you could do it with paint too. Green.
When you have green and blue paint, you will have kinda...
Shit. All right, light. I meant light. What do color blue and green make when mixed? All right, I'm Googling it.
Yeah, it depends on whether your color mixing method is
When you mix blue and
subtractive
green,
or additive.
listen to this bullshit. When you mix blue and green paint, you get blue-green paint. You fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean
Thanks.
that's true.
Yeah. Blue-green sort of resembles turquoise. I said teal. Are teal and turquoise similar? Huh. Bro.
I think they are.
I have to be honest. I should have fucking really put an effort into sleeping. Or I don't know. Does it give the? Does it
You
give?
have
Does it
you have
give
a new
this-
chance today.
Does it give the stream a little something that I fucking can't remember words or like meanings to things? Because I really feel out of it. But I was so excited, and I got to be honest, dude. I was so excited to finally do it again because it's been a year, and like actually talk and like try to get my chops back because I definitely don't have them. Fuck. But like just get back into it and like, yeah, man. Like I could see why so many people want to do. I mean, obviously there's millions of niches on YouTube, but you know. I can see why so many people want to, you know, stream and stuff, like, especially if, like, but here's the thing. Here's something that I bet a lot of YouTubers haven't done. Because I see YouTube as radio with a camera, which is television. But like, you know, I'm sitting there with the mic in my face right now. Wow, that sounded too much like dick in my face. I'm sitting here with the mic in my face right now, kind of like on the radio, and I went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Did you know that?
I didn't.
It was one of the many schools that I went to. Not that I graduated from. I did not say that. But one of the many.
okay.
I graduated, but I did graduate from at least 3. 2 of them were actual colleges. And then one was Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Nice.
But yeah, I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and I want to say that I was the most arrogant little dickhead and that's why I'm hard on, and I was a therapist for a short time, but I was talking to like, for whatever reason, I was really good with like, you know, my bosses came to me, and this is while I was like kind of training for my master's, which I didn't finish. I'm not going to bullshit you. I did not finish my master's because it was for, you know, to be a therapist. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And I don't know. I think if you hear me talk, you're probably like, this fucking asshole was a therapist. Yes, dicks. I was. Because when you have trouble, because you ivory tower fuckheads have to realize there's a lot of people that are super fucked up, and I'm like normal. So for them, I'm normal. I know, you know, to you maybe I'm a fucking dickhead, but to the fucked up people, they're like, "Hey, normie." I'm like, "Bro, you got no fucking clue."
Yeah.
So you know, my bosses were like, "Hey, you know, they were getting a lot of good feedback." I even had a kid, 15 or 16-year-old kid. He was, I'm not gonna say what the term is, but he was institutionalized temporarily. And And they do it for anything. Please don't think all these people are crazy. Like, they might say, you know, fucking, I'd rather jump in front of a car. Like, something that's an expression that means, like, you know, I don't want to say, you know, blank yourself. Like, because I know YouTube has a lot of fucking things about that, you know, kind of self-deletion, whatever. Like, that shit that you don't want to, that fucking nobody should ever do. But they might just be saying it in a bout of anger, and they'll put somebody in a fucking place. And that's like the most unconstitutional shit. But anyway, I was talking to a lot of these kids, and they were just asking me, they're like, hey, you know, we actually get good feedback. And, you know, we were looking for the past few months. We don't get a lot of recidivism. What people don't, if people don't know what that means, it just means like, if it's a term used for jail, it just means the amount, the statistics of how many people are coming back. Like, they get out of jail and then coming back. That's recidivism. Like, how often people come back to something. So they use that same thing if you're like in mental health and you're going to a locked facility where you can't leave until the doctor allows you to leave. So they're like, oh, you know, we're noticing you're not getting with your patients, you're not getting in this range. And it was like, you know, like younger, God, I feel like a fucking fag saying this, younger boys or whatever. And I'm like, well, but these are not, you know, these are not safe kids. These are kids that will fucking kill you, you know, like half the time. These are kids that might fucking grab the pen if you're not looking and try to shove it in your eye. So you got to watch out for that shit. Like, these are the type of people we're talking about. And they're like, you know, what do you do or whatever? I'm like, number one, they don't like talking to girls. These are already kids that are, you know, and I'm not saying they're not getting ass, because like, believe it or, and it's kind of fucked up. Like, they're young and they're getting their groove on. So I'm not saying that that's not happening, but they have a general disdain for usually their mother. And I guess that just carries out to all females, and then to older females, which what are the nurses normally? And even, you know, to a 14-year-old boy, a 25-year-old nurse is older, you know, is old.
Yeah,
not old, but, you know, their mom, you know, like whatever, like, even though their mom's most likely long, you know, hopefully 10 years older, more than 10 years older than them. Hopefully 20 plus years older would be ideal,
hopefully.
I guess. Yeah, in that range. But I was, you know, I couldn't explain to them what it was. I was like, you know, the best thing I could say was I was a dickhead kid, so I guess I relate to them. And, you know, that really kind of ended up what it was, I guess. You know, I wasn't necessarily put into a place because we didn't have that type of fucking complete lack of human rights and like constitutional failures. You know, a little while back, we didn't quite have that. And I wasn't in this state, honestly. They don't really do that. The state that I originally, I guess actually I didn't even originally live in that state, but the state I lived in 2 states ago. They didn't really have that while I was coming up. Thank God. And they didn't, you know, not everybody was, just to age myself a little bit, not everybody was rocking those. It was not right before. I did have a cell phone. I mean, but we didn't have bomb ass. And I think I had a camera on it too. It was just a shit camera. It wasn't everybody. Nobody was trying to record on their phone. Like, it wasn't a really great quality, like prior to iPhones being like everybody's thing. So, and this is like, you know, high school and shit. So thank Christ, you know, nobody had that. But anyway, back to my point. You know, they were asking me why I was so good at it. And I was like, you know, they need someone that reminds them of them. And I got to be honest, you know, I wasn't necessarily liberal with my speech. And they wanted that. These are like what you would call, as normal people that have never had issues, delinquents. Delinquents don't give a flying fuck what you think. They're already locked up. They've given up. Their life is probably shit. Well, I'll tell you, the stories are so horrible that even I couldn't take it. It was one of the main reasons I left mental health. I couldn't bear the burden of listening to how horrible some people's lives are. Now, like, is that selfish?
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
But I didn't want to be a therapist. I'm like, I can't. I was like, there's a thing called burnout, and it happens in all fields. It happens especially quick in mental health because you're not, you know, some magical fucking empath that's taking on their pain. By the way, there's a huge move happening right now. I mean, possible break of point of control as we speak. And you know what? I'm going to stop talking about side shit. Did you have a specific question I was answering? I completely lost track of what I was saying. I looked over at the chart, and I just realized we're not even on my main chart. We're going to go back. But did you have any questions about what I was saying?
No, I didn't ask a question. I think.
Oh, here's my question for
If
you.
so,
Okay.
I lost track of it too.
Yeah, it happens. Whatever. Let me ask you a question. Do they have where you live? If somebody says something fucked up, I don't want to say any of the things because YouTube fucking like gets mad at you for it. But let's say they say something that you would consider like, oh, is something wrong with that person mentally? Will the police come and lock you in a facility for 3 days? Is that something that happens? Like a mental facility?
The police come. I mean, the police only comes if someone gets them onto you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So-
yeah, obviously, yeah.
Who would be the one?
It's usually
that-
family. Well, okay, so there's two groups that were main
Yeah.
where I worked. Homeless, that's anybody can get you for that if you're homeless. Like they're so, I mean, over on the East Coast, we're like, because I'm led to believe that on the West Coast it's incentivized, which to me is a sign of insanity. And I have to be honest, this country has gone insane socially. I mean, I don't
exactly
get...
is incentivized?
Say it again?
What exactly is incentivized there?
Homelessness.
Homelessness is incentivized.
Yeah, I was seeing a few. I
How that?
saw more than a few interviews, and these aren't interviews on the news. These are just YouTube interviews where I was just watching. I don't know. Sometimes I go into fucking rabbit holes. One time it was like homelessness in America, because like I got to be honest, if I was in any position of power, that would be like my first concern. I don't know about you, and I don't want to go on a rant, and you already know how I do that. I don't want to go into a rant, but like if I was a president or a governor or a mayor or whatever, my number one metric of success would be how many people are homeless and how many people are starving. And if those two numbers aren't zero, then our fucking democracy has failed. Like the way we're doing shit has failed.
Yep.
And like I get
Fully
it,
agree
like,
with you.
everybody fucking hates each other and fucking like they can't agree politically, but can we agree that everybody should live in a dwelling? I'm not going to say a house, an apartment, something with fucking four walls,
even some kind of
with a kitchen and
shelter.
a toilet and a fucking, just these
yeah,
are-
exactly.
I got to be honest, as I want to be honest, like as I do more streams, people are going to label me as not on the left. I voted for Bernie. I'm going to fucking tell you straight up. I voted for Bernie in the primaries back in the day when that piece of shit cunt fucking Hillary Clinton stole it. Yeah, I fucking said that. So if you don't like it, go fuck yourself. So yeah, I voted for Bernie when that cunt stole it. And at that point, I was like, wow, that's the most corrupt shit I've ever seen. There's no way on planet fucking Earth that more people want Hillary Clinton to be the nominee than Bernie Sanders. As I watched him cry, probably from getting his ass kicked beforehand, God knows the kind of bullshit that happens in that fucking sphere. I'm built for it, I'll tell you that. If I went in there, I would go in there fucking packing like, yo, I don't fucking trust any of you motherfuckers. Fucking move at me the wrong direction, please. You motherfuckers. Anyway, whatever. That's insane. That's insanity talking. But yeah, just back to the positive side of things. If I was in a position of power or my job was to fix social things, homelessness and starvation would be my number one. No question.
Yeah,
No nothing else would be
fully
on the
agree with you.
table. It wouldn't even be on the table. I'd be like, I want every resource and I don't want you working on anything else. Like, yes, we need things to run. I need things running. But any problem that takes sitting down and talking about it, I want us only talking about this until this is dealt with. And to tell me that it's too hard or we can or bipartisan it's just fucking excuses. That's all it is. I mean,
It is.
It's literally a rule for life. And it's like here's a rule for life too, right? A lot of people in school, when I went to many schools, for whatever reason, I went to a lot of schools. I hated school when I was younger. When I got a little bit older, I was like, okay. When I got a little bit more mature, because I was super fucking immature, I was like, yeah, school's where it's at. But, there's a cheat code to life. It may not necessarily be so true now. I will say that it's at least 80% true, as long as you know how to follow through with it. But there's a cheat code to life. If you don't know what to do, and you're young, right? You don't know what to do. You don't know what you want to be. Get all A's. And people are going to be like, oh, well, that's not fair. People aren't smart enough. Some people aren't smart enough. Some people aren't smart enough. Bullshit. So, okay. Now, if you're talking about some people with, what's the correct? I'm gonna go politically correct on this one, just because I'm not in the field right now, but have degrees with it and experience with it. Cognitively delayed. There are people like Forrest Gump, to give you an example. A character in a movie from a long time ago. He had, just under whatever, average intelligence, or like below average intelligence. Where was I taking this?
The cheat code, getting straight A's.
Yes, the cheat code is to get straight A's. Anyone who is not cognitively delayed can do it. There's one word: effort. That's it. I realized this as a lazy fuck when I was younger. I was like, holy shit, I have to try. That was it. You just have to try.
It's all about effort. It's not even intelligence.
Yes, exactly. That's what I said. That's what I said. Even if you're not cognitively delayed, that means, even on the bottom spectrum, just above, like, you can't function without a helper, if you study enough, you'll fucking get it. You will get it. But you have to want to. You have to want. I think that's part of it too. I think number one, effort's the most important thing, but you have to want to give the effort. You can't be giving the effort like, oh man, I got to give the effort. Nah, man, lie to your fucking self if you have to.
If you see no point in it, it won't work.
Hold on 1 second. I got to wipe. I guess I spit on my screen like a jerk off or something. I got to wipe it. Bothering the shit out of me. Ugh. My main one too, that's right in my face. All right. It's not spit, actually. It's like dust or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, sure.
What? If it was spit, what are you? Am I the person to fucking give a shit? If it was spit, I'd tell you. I'm sure you could tell that there has been spit before. I should probably clean that up. All right, anyway. Let's see. Where are we at? It's about 12:30. We're going sideways as shit. Where are we at right now? Let's do a quick assessment, because this is basically turning into a podcast and not a trading channel. But that's, that's kind of what we were going for anyway. Wow, 392.04. So we did break 392. Let me pull up my... Oh,
did, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. It's still... Wow, I have an Elliott wave. I have the fifth wave. Well, fifth subwave, third main wave. Look it up. I'm not explaining it right now. And honestly, I'm literally too tired to. All right, that's coming on real big. This thing's calling for 394. I mean, that's what the pattern's telling it. And, like, it's looking at over, like, 1,000 rows. Or I think 250 rows. I turned it off of unlimited rows because it was taking too long to compute.
Yeah.
But it's looking at the last 250 minutes, which is pretty good. In fact, what are we looking at? Yeah, I'm looking at 250. But we're also... All right, let me... You know what? I'm using all available data. So this is using all available data to call this. Look at that. Comes down to here. We'll see. These things do change. I don't mind repainting. As long as it's, in time. It needs to repaint beforehand. I don't like shit. You know, if you have an indicator and it like does short, like if you're over here and it's like short, like on this, yeah, erase that shit. Something's wrong with it. Wow, we just broke. I think now is the fade. I think the fade is going. I think
Looks like we're gonna test that big support level at 390.50.
390. Yep, 390.50. 390.47, 48, 49. Yeah. And we're right on the bottom of the beast, so which like I said, the pretty Bollinger Band. Oh, you know what? I just bugged out. I was like, what the fuck is that light? And I forgot that I have that nebula machine that I talked about in the beginning. Hold on. You know what?
Yeah.
Give me a second. You can talk if you want. Maybe explain what you think's about to happen. I need to go get another cup of coffee real quick. Just give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
I'm going to even leave the mic on so I could yell at it because I'll have my earphones so I could hear you. So where do you see us going right now?
Right now we're gonna test that big green support level that you can clearly see on the chart. If you would stretch it to the right. A lot of selling pressure there. As you can see in the volume profile on the right. So, just gonna see what happens.
Shit, I left my coffee pot. My coffee pot turned off and now it's not hot.
Damn.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is the new way of streaming. Note it, people. Getting, I want to say, I don't know, 20 feet? At least 20 feet away from your microphone is ideal. For all new streamers.
So now we're just broke into the support area, into the support zone. Big red candle. Kinda testing the... No?
Fucking shit. It's not hot enough.
10 seconds left on that candle. We're gonna test the bottom of the support zone.
Alright, waterfall bit. Alright, waterfall. We're gonna waterfall. We are going to fade, ladies and gentlemen.
It closed just below the lower support zone.
We are going to fade. I wish I could turn more stuff off.
Maybe not. Does it show the same on your side?
Well, I'm turning all this
Because
as much as I can off. What? I mean, you're looking at it.
yeah, I don't have the Haikinashi candles on, so it's
Oh.
a bit, slightly bit different.
So what are you looking at?
But
Okay.
yeah, we're breaking. We broke below. We're still testing further down.
Oh yeah. Well, we're yeah, it's just under support. It's just under support. There's only sell pressure. Oh, just kidding. No, it's still going down. I mean, my assumption, the dull ZMA. Is there a place I can explain that? Just give me a moment to find the exact correct words. DMA indicators and signals. No, that's not what I want. Oh, I was thinking about Hull's moving average. So this, I can't even see which line that is actually, so I might be actually mixing it up. It's definitely a moving average of a sorts. Give me 1 second. Go to Investopedia, man. Ugh, I will be way more on point. Displaced. Yes, this is displaced. Yeah, I was literally, I don't know why I was saying dulls, because there's a holes moving average that I was like mixing this up with. Dude,
Okay.
this is after that 25-hour day I had on Monday, after the Metallica concert.
Mm.
Oh my God. I don't know how I made it home. Oh, I didn't tell you that story, did I? We'll talk about that after this. Or in a different time.
Yeah, you did tell me yesterday.
Oh, did I tell you all about it? Yeah, I can't repeat
Yeah,
any
yeah.
of that. That's not behavior we want anyone to engage in.
Nope.
No, I was highly, highly risky on that ride. I'll just give him a short thing. I decided to take a 4-hour drive at 2 in the morning after I woke up at 5 in the morning. So, I'm only gonna. There's other factors, but that already you can tell is stupid. But I did it. It was like a David Goggins type of thing. I was like, I have to do this. This looks like it's
Don't do
slowing
this,
down.
people. Don't do this.
Yeah, don't do that. Coming to the displaced, it's I'm trying to find a way to. Okay. Okay, so how a displaced moving average works. So that's what this is. An MA can be, and here, let me. Let's see. All right. How a DMA or a displaced moving average works. An MA can be displaced forward on a chart, which is called positive displacement, and will move the MA to the right. It can also be displaced back in time, called negative displacement, and that will move the MA to the left. The DMA doesn't require any calculation beyond the MA calculation. Each value of the MA is moved forward or backward by the number of periods determined by the trader.
We looked at that one some time ago.
Yeah, and it's really just depends on. I can't get to it. That's what pisses me off, because there's settings. But all I know right now, because it's been so long, I haven't been able to get in there in so long that I literally am. I'm pretty sure that's the DMA. I mean, that's the one. I know everything else by the back of my hand. And the only reason I'm leaving it there is because on a daily, it is so fucking accurate. But it is a displaced moving average. I'm pretty positive. I just can't. I guess I could just X everything out. But the problem is with TradingView is that when you go crazy like this, all they have to do is just let me get to the other ones. But I can't. Like, there's no way to get to them. You just have to erase these. So, it is what it is. Maybe I'll deal with it later. Anyway, just on a daily... I mean, look, like right here. This was the last time. Yeah, this is the daily because this is... Yeah, August. I mean, the DMA, for whatever reason... I don't know. Like, long term... It's like when I saw that, like I knew, like I just knew, like, and I did, there was a few other people, and even in my text group, there were guys talking about it too. They were like, oh, you know, there's some of the guys, those guys do really good TA, and they were using the DMA, so I just kind of like was like,
Do you know what the setting is? How many
I just said I can't.
periods
even,
is it?
No
Is
idea.
it shifted?
I can't. I would
Yeah,
have
okay.
to. I could basically X everything out until I find it. DMA 200, so it's on a 200. Which
200 moving average and then shifted
shifted to the right.
to the right. Okay. But we don't know how many increments.
Oh, what, to the right? No, it didn't have that information. Hold on, let me go back. I didn't set it, so it's whatever it was defaulted at. I'm just gonna erase everything. Who gives a fuck? All right.
I guess that is like to
Offset
counter
3.
the
Offset is 3.
offset is 3. Okay. So I think this is in this way you can
Look at how accurate.
a bit counteract the delay nature of moving averages.
Yep, exactly. Because they are lagging indicators is
Yes,
the
yes.
term. Let me go to 4. So let me ask you a question, because like I said, this is over what we planned. How much longer do you want to go for today? Because I think we should do this.
Yeah, it's getting kind of late in the evening for me, so yeah, I would have said now,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
would be a good time to call it.
I'm totally cool with that. I haven't even made any trades because I've been concentrating on trying to make sure the stream is up and running.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which kind of sucks because what a great day to trade. Oh my God. I just want to say, we have just for the first time since 1040 gone below completely in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 12 minutes under the 48 moving average. So that's, yeah. And the 13, the 30, and the 48 are getting, and God, I wish I could do this easily. I'm going to have to set these up better for the next stream.
So where do we expect today to close?
We're on our way to test VWAP, honestly. There's just a lot of resistance. Yeah, there's a lot of resistance. Where's VWAP?
At 388.80.
I'm on daily, so it's not going to be the same. Yeah, we are on our way to test VWAP, which I said, which everyone, I said it, but everyone fucking knows. So we're on our way to test VWAP at about 388.80. Yep, correct. So, but like I said, there is a lot of support prior to that. That being said, it always makes its way there. On average. Yeah. I don't remember.
Eventually.
I don't remember a time of us not hitting VWAP in intraday trading. But yeah. All right, so I guess we'll call it for today. Rock and roll. I'm just going to leave it the way it is, not mess with it at all. Oh, it looks like, look at that. Hits the DMA and up and disappeared. It's trying to figure out what it's doing. All right, so I think we'll call it for today. I'd like to thank everybody for listening for our comeback. Night Trader is figuring out the schedule right now. The Night Trader crew will be here rocking and rolling. And we're just, we're here with you trying to learn how to master these charts so that we can increase the amount of capital that we make during our trades. And like I said, this channel specifically right now, we talk about all types of securities and all types of subjects and everything. But the trading aspect of this channel is a focus on SPY options. Now, we didn't really focus on the options today. I'm realizing I didn't really focus on that. But we are just getting back in after a long time and just getting our chops back. So we're happy if you checked us out. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you think we sucked, go ahead and throw a dislike, whatever. If you liked it, throw a like, subscribe. That'd be great. You will see that the channel is, even though I haven't streamed in a year, I did start it last year, so I have some streams on there if you want to go back and see some of my crazy old rants from back in the day. But yeah, that's it for now. Night Trader crew is signing out, and we will see you maybe tomorrow. We'll find out. I'll let you know, because apparently we can post that shit now. So maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. I don't know. Whenever there's trading. And shit, if we want to do some crypto trading, my man, that's 24/7. And then, you know what? The SPY trades too. But I do want to focus on SPY options. So you know what? We'll stick with Monday through Friday right now. We don't want to burn ourselves out. So anyway, I'm going to say peace out. What do you want to say to the people, brother?
See you guys.
All right.
See you guys.
We will see you guys on the next one. And let me just go ahead before I sound like a dick. All right. And thank you for tuning in. Peace out.